following is a presentation of Manatee Schools Television in association with TV production teachers and students.
In high school baseball action, the Southeast Seminoles come in here with a record of 3-4 in 5A District 9, coached by former Bayshore Bruin alumni Cedric Stevens, and he's got some Bayshore connections on his staff, and Bobby Dixon Jr. and Bobby Dixon Sr. Bobby Dixon Jr. played on the last Bayshore team to win a district championship, and they'll be facing a Bruin squad that comes in 2-2. And they're out of 4A District 11, so both teams with 2 wins, and that's meaningful in 2 programs that have not had a lot of success the last few years. And there's 2 new coaching staffs trying to bring back some stability and some semblance of credibility to the baseball programs here. It's been since 2011 since Southeast had a winning season, which was under Coach Dan Durant's back in 2011 in the Mike Suki years, who was their star player and went on to sign and play for the Pirates organization for a few years. And the Bruins have not had a winning season since 2012, which included Coach Michael Rupp and assistant Jared Paparello on that team. So leading off here for Southeast is number 5, Jamie Rodriguez, leadoff hitter. First pitch is up, ball 1.
First pitch is at 5:59.
There's a swing and a miss there. 1-1.
Game time temperature was 78 degrees.
Talking to Coach Rupp before the game, so he's got most of his arms available that he likes to use, so we should see some good pitching from Bayshore. There's a breaking ball for a strike. Good pitch. The Bayshore pitcher is number 27, Yampier Lorenzo. He's a senior. Breaking ball, strike 3, good pitch, swing and a miss. And we got 1 down.
The center fielder, number 14, Aiden Kaplinger.
Kaplinger, the center fielder, coming up next for Southeast. We have him as Tafflinger. I guess I may have mispronounced that. First pitch is fastball. Ooh, that looked like it was pretty good. Umpire called it up. You can see the catcher looking back, kind of like questioning what happened there. Sun could be an issue for the first couple innings here. It's, for anybody on the right side of the field, sun will be in their eyes on a high fly ball. That ball's up. 2-0. He's not missing by much on those fastballs. So he's got to adjust his target a little bit and bring it down another hair. It seems like the umpire has a lower strike zone. Tefflinger, the batter, hitting lefty. Fastball hit on the ground to second. Good hustle down the line, made it close on a routine ground ball. That's 2 away for the Bruins. Both of these teams have struggled defensively this year with over a dozen errors each in 4 games. So there's going to be a lot of questionable plays defensively if anything else holds the form. And we get a number 3 hitter here now. With 2 away in the Bruins, Josiah Williams. I believe he's the son of Rob Williams, the JV coach at Lakewood Ranch. We got 2 outs. Lorenzo delivers. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Might have got a piece of it. One ball, 1 strike, 2 away. We had a strikeout to lead off the inning, a quiet ground ball to second. Now Williams, number 3 hitter, leading hitter for one of the big bats for Southeast. Hitting .519 so far in this short season with 27 at-bats, having a great year. That's a breaking ball, didn't break, stays above his head. We have some guests in here in the press box that we'll be talking to here in a minute in between innings. Two-one. Fastball up. He's missed several fastballs just up. He's not missing by that much. Got to get out over that front leg a little more and bring that pitch down. A lot of times we saw last week in the Braden River game, pitchers missing up with fastballs early in the game when they're overthrowing a little bit. Then they kind of get down. Short, slow roll to the third. Third baseman charges and throws, and he got him. 3 away. Nice play over there at third. So it's a quiet 1-2-3 inning. 2 slow ground balls and a strikeout for Lorenzo. And we're going to go to the bottom of the first, 0-0. The Bruins coming to bat. And joining us here in the press box here is State College of Florida, Manatee's assistant coach, Barry Batson. Welcome, Barry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chris.
Okay, good. A lot of guys out here that you know, that we've known over the years growing up here in Manatee County. I know you have a connection with Coach Rupp and Coach Paparello over there.
Yeah, I do. I go back a ways with both of those guys and coached them back at one of the very first Inspiration Academy post-grad teams, and also know some of the guys on the other side. Actually, I coached at Southeast back in the late 90s. So, yeah, so a lot of familiar faces for sure.
I also want to point out in the shot Henry Kuhn down there, who's an icon here at Bayshore High School, keeping score at sporting events for, what, like 80 years now, it seems like. Yep. Okay. So well, your mic should work better now. Also on the southeast side, the head coach, Cedric Stevens, a guy that we played football with as kids in Manatee County Youth Football League. And his assistant, Bobby Dixon. He said he wanted to make sure I told you to come by.
Oh, I can see Bobby Dixon right there.
Yeah, he said make sure you come by before you leave and see him. A former Manatee, or actually he might have been a Lancer, I'm not sure. And his dad also helping coach. So a lot of familiar names around here. Both new staffs trying to bring back credibility to these programs and establish some tradition. Both coaches are excited with the kids that they have. They like their kids. Coach Rupp told me he's got a full JV squad this year, which they haven't had at Bayshore in a few years. He's got more numbers. He's got some kids, some Venezuelan kids that have moved into town that are playing for him. I say that because I have a SCF Manatee here, Luis Garrido, who is a Venezuelan descent, and he's got some. Anytime you can get Venezuelans or Dominicans on your team, that's a good thing, right? Get them from the DR.
Yeah, Luis is one of our local players. Came up through the Manatee County school system, played at Palmetto High School, and we're really excited to have him over at SCF. He's been a big contributor, brings a lot of utility value to the program, and already got almost 90 at-bats, and really helping us out quite a bit.
Well, he has the advantage of having great coaching when he was in Little League.
Tucker.
Not just his dad, not just Tomas Garrido, former minor leaguer, who actually has coached him, but I actually coached him too in Little League, so I take credit for that. I did nothing. He was always good. So
I can see where his athletic skills come from.
If he starts acting sarcastic, you'll know it's from me. First pitch is a ball for the leadoff hitter here for Bayshore, Tucker Pope, who is hitting .385. I could not get confirmation if he was related to Ryan Pope, who is probably the most decorated baseball player in Bayshore history. Here's a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, pretty high draft pick.
Yeah, he got drafted out of SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design. Went up to AAA with the Yankees, got a couple of spring training invites. Surprisingly, I believe from what from my research, the only Bayshore Bruin to ever play in the minor leagues after 55 years of baseball. I have to ask Coach Smithers, who I believe is here tonight. I'm going to try to get him in the press box if that's the case. There may be some I don't know about. Might have been a guy here or there that played some independent ball. I know Mario Jimenez, the head coach at New College of Florida, did go to Bayshore, but finished up at IMG, and he did play some independent ball. So there might be some guys like that I'm missing. But
back in our day, I think one of the better players I played in summer ball with the Sarasota Sun Sox was Darren King, who played here. Was a very good player. Went on to FAU after, I believe, 2 years at Edison Community College. I don't know if he ever played any independent ball, but a very, very good, talented player.
Now a golf pro at Sarah Bay, the director of golf at Sarah Bay. Good guy, Darren King. That hit him. That's what you want your leadoff hitter to do, not jump out of the way on a changeup there. He just stood in there and took it, get runners on base. I wouldn't say he leaned into it, but he didn't make a great effort to get out of the way.
Shortstop, number 13, Diego Villegas.
Diego Villegas, the sophomore, hitting .385 with 3 RBIs, coming up to bat now. With nobody out and runner on first. Ground ball on the right side, slowly hit. He's only going to have a chance to get one. And he goes to first for the out. And runner moves the runner over, productive out. I don't know if I've ever seen the red, white, and blue stripes on a helmet like that before. But very patriotic.
Yeah, speaking of patriotic, we're going to have our SCS Salute to Sacrifice in service on April 13th. So that'll be a big baseball and barbecue day out at the ballpark on April 13th, 1 o'clock start time.
Who's your opponent that day? Do we know?
I believe it's St. Pete College.
St. Pete College.
Or Hillsborough.
Or Hillsborough. Well, that's important because if it's Hillsborough, then we got to go see Brecken Fair.
True, another Manatee County student.
There's somebody at St. Pete College, a Cardinal Mooney guy.
Cardinal Mooney.
Yeah.
Patty.
Yes. Patty Hebda from Cardinal Mooney is playing at St. Pete College. Good left-handed bat. It's ball in the dirt. Nice pick by the catcher there. Keon Thorne catching behind the plate, making a nice pick on that ball in the dirt, keeping a runner at second. Ball hit weakly to right. That's going to drop. I don't like this. I don't like the tagging up on a fly ball from second there. I'd want the runner going halfway. If that ball's caught that shallow, he's probably not going to make it to third anyway. So I'd rather go halfway. And as you read it, it's going to be down. You got a chance of scoring on that.
Yeah, that's the difference of scoring a run and not scoring a run on that ball.
You see a lot of kids young kids at second base running back to tag up on balls that they probably don't even. They're not going to make it to third anyway. But we got first and third situation now, and there's a pitch away. The catcher misplayed that one, and here comes the runner trying to score, and he will score. So he scores anyway, doesn't hurt him, and they got to run on a second. He just made a great pick on a ball in the dirt, and that ball was pretty catchable and got by him. I don't know if I have the right person catching, but on the lineup sheet they gave us, I can't see his number because of the chest protector. That looks like a different number catching. He was listed as a catcher, but I don't know. That's a big number for a single digit. But there's one out. There's another ball in the dirt. Can't make the block. The runner advances. And the rosters that we have that we were assured were accurate. Trying to find a pitcher, does not have the pitcher on there, so I don't even know the pitcher's name.
The pitcher
There is no 14.
Number 14.
All right, he's listed as number 13 in Max Preps. Jose Correa, we think. So we're guessing that's who it is. I feel like I'm back in football season again, trying to figure out who's who when we don't have the correct rosters. But we were assured both rosters were accurate. Our crack staff even checked into it. Ground ball to third. That's going to get another run in. No, he's coming home, and he's going to hit him, and he's going to be safe anyway. Yeah, he hesitated. He should, at that point, he probably should have just gone to first and threw it home, and the runner went in standing up, and the ball hit him in the back, and we got another run. Bayshore goes up 2-0. Runner on first with 1 out. And number 6 is coming up for Bayshore. Yadarian Velez. He's another one of these guys I've noticed this year in high school games doing wearing ski apparel when it's 85 degrees out. I'm not sure I understand why. There's a lot of guys doing that at the Braden River Manatee game last week when it was 78. Today it's sunny and 85. I don't understand why you would be wearing that, but I don't know. Ground ball to third, hit slowly. It's going to be a fair ball. No play, so he's going to be safe. We got first and second. One of their better players, Jaden Judge, is not here for the start of the game, but he is on the lineup because he's coming from a track meet. So we may see him show
Number
up.
4, the designated hitter, Deshaun Judge.
And this is his brother, Deshaun Judge, a freshman. They're both football players as well. First and second with 1 out. DH Judge up to bat. Ooh, fastball in on his hands. The pitcher popped him up. And he doubled him off for first. Ooh. Oh. I don't understand that call. Got a replay on that, Carl? Or are we not allowed to do that? He's going to ask for help.
Oh, I think Bobby's out there asking for some help right now.
Yeah, I think he's asking home plate umpire to ask for help because I don't think the umpire was looking. It didn't even appear to be close in live action from here, but
Bobby knows what he saw. Speaking of Bobby Dixon, going back to Bobby.
All right, they overruled it, called him out. That's good. Get the call right. I think the umpire realized he was looking at second, and then he turned late, and the guy was into the base, but he was out. I thought he was out. Home plate umpire and him got together and got the call right, and that's what you want to see. It's not about your ego. Get the call right for the kids, and Coach Rupp did not argue at all. He walked right off the field. He knows that was the right call. He thought maybe he'd got a break there for a second, but so we're going to go. We got 2 runs in for the Bruins. They're up 2-0 after 1. And we're going to be joined by my partner, Fred Stewart, who's just getting here a little tardy. I already had some issues with the transportation, but welcome.
Yeah, you know, the Bentley was in the shop. They promised me that I was going to be out, but you know how things happen. But I'm happy to be here.
We should have brought the Jaguar.
Next year.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here with the legends.
You're going to have to do a lot more games before you start driving those cars.
Oh, man. It's definitely going to be a lot more games.
Yes, at our pay rate.
But I'm happy to be joined by some of my friends from SCF. We got the legends here today. We got my man right here. Wow.
Yep, we have Barry Batson and Louis Garrido. I'm actually going to go, I'm going to leave you for a second here because I'm going to go talk to Charlie Smithers and see if I can get him in here, the former Bayshore coach from years ago that was around for a long time. And maybe you and Barry can take it from here for this inning right here as we start off, all right?
Perfect. That gives me a perfect time to go over these notes I got. Barry, how are you doing today, brother? It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's always great seeing you, man.
The pleasure's always mine. Barry, tell me what you've seen so far since I've been gone. Catch me up on the game.
Well, Louis and I just came over after practice, so we're just kind of getting here ourselves. And
well, perfect.
Yeah, so,
That's great. Well, I guess I'll go over my notes then.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a great matchup. Both of these teams are coming in with some losses on the record. Southeast a little bit more. They're coming in 3-4, but 0-0 in district. And Bayshore coming 1-1 in district, but 2-2 overall. Right now, I had 3 players on my spotlight for Bayshore High School. I think the impact players for this team are number 3, Jaden Judge. coming in with 4 stolen bases, 1 home run, and leading the team in RBIs. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a dangerous man when it comes to the plate and when he's on base. He cannot be unaccounted for. Next up for Bayshore, number 12, Tucker Pope. 5 hits leading the team, and number 13, Diego Villas. And stepping up to the plate for Southeast, we have number 20, Luisin Denzor, as he looks. Oh, okay. Well, we have Rodriguez, excuse me. Pitch on the outside, first one's a ball. Sometimes it happens like that. Sometimes, you know, not everything works out. But like Bob Ross says, we just have happy little accidents. Another one on the outside. Oh, this one's going to be called a strike, 1-1 count. Pitcher get ready, throws, swing and a miss.
Nice pitch right there.
Very nice pitch. 1-2. And this is great because last time we were on the side, but now we're actually right behind the plate, so we can see.
You can see the break?
You can see the break, nice. And he throws, gets a piece of it. Caught by the third baseman, swings it over to first, the easy out. Rodriguez able to get a piece of it, but bounces in the infield, and the third baseman makes the play for the easy out.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 14, Jose Correa.
Coming up to the plate now, number 14, Jose Correa. That one outside the dinner plate is going to be called a ball. Correa sets back up in the box. Pitcher composes himself. Throws, and that one's hit. Fouled back. Dugout making some noise for their boy as he's on the plate. He looks, gets hit by the pitch, so he'll be advanced to the first base. No, the pitcher's not happy about that one.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 22, Kean Thorne.
Coming up next, number 22, Kean Thorne. How are you feeling so far, Barry, about the pitcher? What are you seeing?
So far, he's had some good command. However, just, you know, that's one of the keys at this level is just being able to throw strikes. You know, so it's nice to see him be able to throw strikes. I mean, he's missing a little bit. Unfortunately, his misses have cost him a little bit with you know, with putting runners on and hitting batters. But it's one of the things that you grow out of and you work on, and just really trying to dominate the strike zone is really key. And you know, so far he's been around the plate pretty good.
Well said, Barry. That's what we keep you around.
Speaking of pitching, I don't know if you're aware, but Bobby Dixon, the pitching coach for Southeast, he's another SCF MCC legend, as you called it. He was the closer on the state championship team in 2010.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was.
So he played with, that's a Coach Hill era, right?
Yeah, Senior, Tim Senior.
Yep, Tim Senior.
Tim Senior, and we went out to Grand Junction, and he was a big part of that program. And you know, speaking of pitching, no matter what level you're at, especially once you get into high school and college, and certainly professional baseball, you need guys that are shutdown guys that are going to come in, take the baseball, and just really, you know, close a game out. And Bobby was one of those guys for us. He just had he had just an air of confidence. You know, went out to the mound. It didn't matter if we had a 1-run lead, 2-run lead. You know, he's out there to shut it down and, you know, win a baseball game. You know, he racked up a bunch of saves. I think he was a Fireman of the Year as well in the state of Florida.
Oh, wow. big kudos to Bobby. And like Barry said, I want to touch on that point. As much as the game is physical, it's as equally mental as it is physical, especially for guys on the mound. You got to think, when a pitcher's confidence is broken, the rest of the game they're throwing is going to be broken as well. As they try to get a runner, he's safe. Steals the base off of first, but gets another out. So the runner on first is advanced to second as we have
the first baseman, number 9, Evan Carr.
So we have number 9, Evan Carr, stepping up to the plate, 2 outs.
Yeah, you made a very good point. The mental approach to this game of baseball is so incredibly important. It's a big time differentiator. You know, it's a separator.
And you see that definitely at the college level. Even the smallest things like getting behind the ball in the outfield, something as small as that, if that's not done properly, you're not going to have a good play.
But just the mental side of failure, dealing with failure, because it's a game that, you know, is comprised of mainly failure. You know, you're going to have a kid on this team hitting 300, and he's a pretty good hitter, but he failed, you know, 70% of the time. That's a lot of failure to deal with. You know, kid. So that doesn't mean that, you know, doesn't have more quality at bats than being, you know, hitting 300, and maybe he has more quality at bats. They're just not falling for him. But my point is, it's a game of failure, and you just have to overcome it quickly and learn from it. You know, how do you respond to the failure is another big point of separating yourself from other guys. When you, at some point in time, your skill level, everybody's skill level is going to start to plateau and kind of even out. And it's the guys that figure out other ways to separate themselves as the guys that are going to keep playing.
You're 100% correct. 2-1 count. As we have Mr. Carr on the plate. Called inside by the ref, so we're going to have a 2-2 count. Still one runner on the second base as the Seminoles look to make some magic happen. Another ball. We're going to have a full count here, 3-2. Barry, if you don't mind, you know, I want to ask you, because the viewers may not know, like I know, you know, your background. Could you give a little bit of your background and you know, how'd you acquire this baseball knowledge and just your life in general?
Yeah, so I started coaching at SCF back in 2006. Been there since 2006. Started with Tim Hill Sr. And you know, been through you know, the transition into his son Tim Hill taking over.
Number 10, Carson Patterson.
Coming up to the plate, number 10, Carson Patterson, after the batter previously was walked.
Yeah, so just very blessed to have an opportunity to be over there and to coach at that level. And you know, started off coaching when I got done playing in college at Cardinal Mooney High School, and then went on to Southeast High School. So you may have not known that, but I coached here at Southeast in the late 90s.
Oh, wow. And that one is caught and will bring a close to this inning for the Seminoles as they left 2 runners out there on the plate.
And so there's quite a few guys out here, actually coaches, that I actually coached along the way, so that kind of gives my age away a little bit. But it's nice to see guys that, you know, that you've had a chance to speak into their lives, not only from a baseball standpoint, but just from a, you know, I think it's important as when you're coaching, you're not only coaching up players to get the best out of them on the field performance-wise, but you know, when it's all said and done, I mean, the guys that are going to be making it to the big leagues are far and few between, but you got to really be pouring into kids' lives, so you know they're going to be, you know, husbands someday and fathers someday, and you just want to, you know, build character. So I think that's really important, making sure that we don't miss out on those opportunities to build character and to speak into lives and still try to be successful on the baseball field as well.
You're 100% correct, and that's the big part about sports. It's not only about, you know, physically training the mind and mentally conditioning the body, but you're raising young men and young women, you know, giving them a purpose, giving them something to play for, teaching them respect, teaching them teamwork, and all those great things will be used in your life outside of the game. It's bigger than the diamond. It's bigger than the hoop. It's bigger than the end zone. At the end of the day, this is going to be an experience that impacts the rest of their lives.
Yeah, even the greatest athletes we've had here in Manatee County, they don't continue to make a living playing a sport. Some do it for a little while. They have to have something to fall back on. But the vast majority of kids will never earn a penny playing sports, and it's all the other valuable stuff they get out of it that makes it important, though.
That's 100%, Chris.
I tried to cajole Coach Smithers into coming up here. He says he may stop by. First he said that ain't happening.
Did you tell him I was in here?
I told him you were in here.
That still didn't do it.
That didn't do it. And he's like, that ain't happening. And I was like, come on. He don't like, he's a modest guy. He doesn't like to talk about himself much. I said, come on in, pop in. So we'll see. Maybe he'll pop in later. As we move forward here with Bayshore up 2-0, going to the top of the bottom of the third.
The third baseman, number 7, Malik Williams.
Barry, I know you got to get going to go look at a recruit.
I do.
And some signees that you have out there at Parrish playing Palmetto night, big night. Some
That's
big games tonight. I think Lakewood Ranch is playing Venice.
Yeah.
Maybe you can text us the score update when you get out to Palmetto. I know it's going to be on Tiger Vision tonight.
Yep, I'm going to be.
So they're going to have a broadcast there as well. I'm sure it won't be as good as ours, but you don't want to turn the channel off and go watch that game.
Speaking of Tigers, is my Tiger alumni, is he still here?
He's out. I think he might have been trying to find a concession stand or something. I'm not sure where he went. Luis Garrido, one of the nicest kids. Like I jokingly said, I took credit for him, but great job his parents did raising him, and one of the nicest kids I've ever met in 34 years of education. And I've never, ever heard anybody say a negative word about Lewis, whether it's teammates, teachers, school staff, coaches, opponents. Never heard a negative thing uttered about that young man. So that's a tremendous job by his mom and dad.
2-1 count.
Tomas Garrido, former, like I said, former minor leaguer, had a good career in baseball. Came here from Venezuela and is just doing a great job raising Lewis.
Well, it's definitely translated onto the college field as well.
That ball might drop in there fair. It does. That's going to be, he's going to try for two.
Going two.
And the big man turning on the wheels.
Diving head first.
And he gets safe. You love to see it. As a big man myself, I love to see when the big men get out. Look at the replay. Look at him turning on the wheels.
The slide is what it does. It's not your typical big man slide. He goes out Superman.
Hey.
He's in.
That
Good
man's
play by right fielder.
He's ready for the NFL Combine. I'm telling you right there.
Him and Vince Wilfork on that.
That's some D-line stuff.
Vince Wilfork. Yeah, I remember Vince in high school.
Him and Vince, baby.
Yep. Santa Lucis High School down in Lake Worth. Jim Zanone coaching Vince Wilfork back in the old days. I don't know if he plays football. He ought to get out there if he doesn't. The big man.
Wrestling and football was what was preached to me, and those two sports that turn you into a monster.
This is Yanuel Pantoja, sophomore. Coach Rupp says he's got a young team, a lot of sophomores playing and contributing. So they also have a full JV squad, which for several years Bayshore had trouble just fielding a varsity team. So he's really done a tremendous job. Chris Brady, the athletic director, Coach Mike Rupp, bringing back baseball here, trying to build a tradition.
Yeah, you know, Coach Rupp actually brings his team over to one of our games.
So it's 1-2 count, nobody out. We've got a runner in scoring position on second. Swing and a miss, good pitch. A little slider or breaking ball away, down and away. Ahead in the count, nice pitch there by Correa.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 39, Ashton Hess.
Ashton Hess, who's not on the roster, but we have. Is he on there? It's on that one? Yeah, there he is, Ashton Hess, Jr.
So, Chris, could you tell me the story of right now, what's going on in the Seminoles? Has it been their pitching? What has it been for them?
Well, this year their hitting has been good. They've had some really good hitting. I mentioned earlier before you got here, neither team has really fielded the ball well. Actually, tonight it's been pretty clean. They've struggled with errors, 12 or 13 errors each in 4 games, which is a lot. The hitting for Southeast has been pretty good with Josiah Williams, and they have a couple of guys that.
Jaden Judge, number 3, comes to mind as an impact player.
Well, he's on Bayshore.
Oh, excuse me, Southeast.
Yep. Yeah, Southeast. They've got Rosa, the sophomore, hitting 500. Josiah Williams hitting 519, and Rodriguez, the senior, hitting 476. So they got several guys hitting the ball really well. They have a team OPS of 818, which is excellent. Bayshore has had a little more success on the mound, and then neither team has really fielded well, as I said. But for both of these programs, that being around 500 is a rarity. Like I said, they haven't had neither team has had a winning record since 2012 was the last time either one of these teams had a winning record. So if they can hover around 500, looking at their schedules, they have some winnable games out there ahead of them. Southeast is playing a little tougher schedule than they've played in the past. They're not playing all their district teams, which I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to go play Jesuit, but Coach Stevens said, give them time. We just got here, was his quote, this year. But you can see a lot more, I think a lot more organization from both teams from what I've seen in the past. So I think both coaching staffs are doing a good job and are committed to trying to help these kids turn these programs around.
Well spoken, Chris, as we come into a 3-1 count.
Yeah, I think both of these programs have some really good coaches right now, so I'm excited to see what they do with the programs. Chris, I think I told you that Coach Rupp brings his Bayshore team over to one of our games, and even they've been over to our practices, but I think they're coming out, definitely not tomorrow, but a week from Saturday when we play Miami-Dade.
I think that's huge. I was Coach Canan when I coached football at Manatee, was a big proponent of taking our kids to college practices, not just games. There's a swing and a miss. 2 away, another strikeout. We would go up, take kids up, watch USF practice, watch Florida practice, watch FSU practice, go watch Miami practice, UCF. We wanted the kids to see the intensity and the level the guys competed at in practice, how hard they worked in practice. And it's the same thing for high school kids. When you get to, if you want to be a good baseball team or play college baseball, it's not one guy hitting BP and everybody else standing around like it is when you're 9 or 10 years old. So you got to see what a practice is like and the kind of focus that guys have working on their skills.
We really welcome it. We welcome any of the public schools, and private schools in the area to come over. And, we spend some time talking to their players as well, talking about the recruiting process.
And that's good for both sides, for you guys to get them in front of you and for them to see what's out there as far as colleges.
And they see the level of junior college baseball in the state of Florida, which is pretty good. So it's nice for them to be able to see that. And,
I know it's got to be hard for you guys to deal with that. The expectation a lot of parents and kids think is you're the local state college, State College Florida. Why aren't you taking all the local kids when they don't realize just the level of baseball that's being played is essentially, I think it's there's a pop foul out of play. Mario Jimenez told his parents at an Inspiration parents meeting one time that the JUCO in Florida is D1. So all the requirements that the guys look for D1 players, that's what the JUCO's looking for. And I don't think a lot of parents and kids understand that. They think it's, well, I can't play D1, I'll go play JUCO. No, JUCOs in Florida are going to beat most of the bottom half of the D1s around the country. So, if you're not throwing whatever, or you're not this big, and have this kind of bat speed or running speed, you can't play there. It's like trying to play it. It's equivalent to trying to play at Florida or Florida State.
Yeah, we love getting local players, and that's always very high on our list. But at the same time, we have to be competitive at a national level, so we do recruit nationally. And
2-2, 2 outs, and we don't want the big man to get stranded out there at second base after the leadoff double. Correa's battled back, got 2 strikeouts though, and there's 3. Rung him up. Nice pitch, breaking ball.
Nice break on that.
Yep, that was a really good pitch. Started it right at his hip, froze him. Buckled him a little bit, so he comes back and strikes out the side after giving up the double to right.
And that pitch had a little later break in it.
Yeah, it did. It did look like it was going to be inside till the last 3 feet, 5 feet, and broke right down the middle of the plate. Really good pitch by Correa. Right to battle back there.
Definitely hard pitch to recognize as a hitter.
Yeah. All right, well, if you got to go, Coach Batson, we appreciate you being here. Good luck to the Manatees.
Gentlemen, I appreciate y'all having me, and I'm going to stop by and see some of these coaches and say hi real quick in between innings and see if I can't talk Smithers into coming down here for you.
Okay, he's down there. He's down there in his lawn chair down there. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, once you go to, we're going to go ahead and go to a break now. We'll take a little 1-minute break here, and we'll be back with Bayshore and Southeast baseball with the Bruins leading 2-0 as we go into the top of the 4th.
Do you dream big? Are you interested in storytelling through media? Be it animation, comedy, documentaries, news or movies, whatever. The deadline for the Jim Harbin Student Media Festival is fast approaching. Talk to your school's video teacher or media specialist to find out how you can take your skills from Instagram or YouTube to something even bigger. Submit until March 18th to be entered into this amazing contest. It's open to all Florida students with categories for each age group. Collaborate with your friends and tell your story. But don't wait, because the deadline is March 18th for the district level. Contact your school's media specialist or video teacher today to get started.
Ortiz.
As we have number 2 Ortiz leading us off at the top of the 3rd inning for the Seminoles. Right now, both of these teams have been battling back, but Bayshore leaving a man stranded as they come in. Pitch thrown to the top outside, a little high, so this will be 1-0 count. Pitch throws, swing and a miss. It's going to be a 1-1 count.
Ortiz comes in the game hitting .273 with 1 RBI in this short season so far.
That's one thing I noticed, that
Ball up.
that both of these teams haven't really the amount of games played by each of these teams is so vastly different. And I imagine it's just due to how the high school scheduling works, but it's just interesting. Southeast hasn't played a single.
Weeks you have to get your games in. Sometimes guys will have 3 in a week, and that might happen earlier in the season, or it might be later in the season they have 3 in a week. That was close to getting his elbow there. Goes to 3-1. And Lorenzo misses up again. Ball 4. Oh. Yep. They tricked us there. They tried to send him back to hit again, but it was ball 4. So Southeast gets a free pass to lead off.
Now batting, number 5, Adrian Beltran.
Adrian Beltran stepping up to the plate. When I first saw this name, I had to do a Google to make sure he wasn't related to Mr. Carlos Beltran, who played in the MLB. And from my conclusion, I did not see any correlation.
No, it's a great baseball name, Adrian Beltran, though, isn't it?
Very nice baseball name, as the pitcher looks over first base.
That was actually close, a little bit close over there. It was a good move.
And I believe from our research, both of these teams have been really adept to stealing bases. So that's something to watch out for, as we saw earlier.
Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Rodriguez shook his head. I'm not sure he agreed with it, but he's entitled to his opinion. But the umpires is the only one that counts.
That's true.
That's away. Fastball away. It's going to be 2-1.
Trying to get back his rhythm.
It's 1-1. I'm sorry. Well, it's popped up on the right side. And it's going to be trouble. It's going to drop, but they might have a force at second.
8-6. No, 8-4.
And they get the force at second. Ball drops. It seems to me both, a couple of times tonight, the infielders have given up on pop-ups that they should be going back on. Because the depth of the outfielders, I could tell in both of those that the outfielder wasn't going to get there.
Yeah, definitely so. And although they make 1 out, it's still going to cost them later when they make that mistake and both runners are able to get away.
Yeah. And once again, another base running where it's a tough one on the first base side like that, but you got to get halfway. Oh, they got him picked off.
3, 6, 3.
And they got him in a rundown here, and he's going to run him and run him and run him. He's safe. So it goes as a stolen base. He should go to third right now. He could have just popped up and ran to third. There's nobody over there.
As we look at the replay, Beltran making some shifty moves.
Catcher was running down there to try to make sure nobody got over there. But you can see the third baseman working in to try to get in the rundown, but now third base is unprotected. That runner could have jumped up and just taken off for third. But well, it's a good job by the base runner getting out of that and gets the stolen base out of it.
Definitely a great job by Beltran. As you see, he baited both sides, and when there isn't proper communication, things like that may happen.
Yeah, they call that a pickle, as I heard someone say, unless you're over the age of 11 and it's a rundown.
Yep.
That's what we called as a kid, playing pickle.
Next man up at bat, as the catcher's putting back on his face mask.
I didn't get the name on this player. We had Tafflinger. Okay, and that's the one. We have the wrong number for him.
I believe he's number 4 now.
Yep, there's a swing and a miss.
Tafflinger misses the first one right in the spot where he wanted it, just a little bit too early on it.
He's been hitting 300 coming into this game. He's got 6 RBIs, having a really good year as a junior. Left-handed hitter. Oh, nice pitch. Look at a changeup away. Tafflinger's out in front and swung over the top of it. 0-2.
And Tafflinger, a true slugger, as he's looking to hit everything. Letting the bat fly tonight. Swings, gets a piece of it.
And fouls it off. Still 0-2. Which is interesting because one of the things I noticed in looking at their stats is Southeast has been very good at accepting walks. They've got 33 walks in 5 games. Or in 7 games. So they're taking a lot of walks. Tafflinger here, very aggressive though, swinging at all 3 pitches so far, fouling off the third one. It's 0-2 again. Fastball away, he's trying to get him to chase a ball up there. Goes 1-2. I would come back with that changeup low and away right here that he threw on the second pitch after showing him a high fastball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was there. You can see the ball breaking to his arm side and down, that circle change. 2-2.
Tafflinger not easily fooled on that last one.
No, he's showing some restraint here with 2 strikes, and there's another one up. 3-2.
I noticed that in the infield, they do not have a second baseman on base, as Beltran is taking very big leadoffs.
Yeah, with a lefty up, they'll have the shortstop hold him on there instead of the second baseman, because the shortstop doesn't get a hole, or the left-hand hitter doesn't get a hole on the second base side.
I see.
So they'll use the shortstop to hold him on, since he's more than likely to pull the ball, although he did go the other way and pop out. So.
Number 21.
First out of the top of the 4th.
Williams.
So Josiah Williams, their big bat in the Southeast lineup, comes up to bat with a runner in scoring position. We're going to see if he can get some runs in here for the Seminoles and get them back in this game. They trail 2-0. And we got 2 away. There's a base hit. That's going to drop. That should score a run.
And Beltran makes it home as Josiah limping a little bit on first base.
But, look, must have hit his foot on the base. Funny, when he turned around first. And he's down on the ground now.
But what a hit he had, belting it to the left midfield, bringing in an RBI for the team. As he may have just caught a cramp.
Well, he could run for him with a substitute and then re-enter him when he comes up to bat again next time and leave the sub in there to play the field if his leg's bothering him. I don't know if you want him out there running the bases the way he was limping, the way he went down anyway. But
no, definitely not. He's standing now. As Bayshore talks everything over on the mound with this little break that they've been given.
So it's 2-1. Bruins lead now. here in the top of the third.
Yeah, definitely saw Seminoles putting together a string of good plays. I mean, they had they got out of the pickle or the rundown, and that put a man on second base in scoring position, and then Williams comes.
Josiah Williams, yes.
Josiah Williams comes and belts it to the midfield with an amazing hit on the ball.
And he's been doing that all year for Southeast. Like I said, coming into the game, hitting over
Now batting for the
500.
Seminoles, number 17,
He's hitting
Roy Rodriguez.
11 is Antoine.
519 coming into the game already, and that would be his 13th
RBI
RBI of the season already.
Running for Williams
So
is number 11,
That guy's not
Antoine
playing around.
Baez.
we're having problems with the lighting here in the booth. Either we can't see our notes or we can't see the field. You gotta take your pick. So
Depends on how good they want this commentary to go.
yeah, we'll just make up the notes. So we got to be able to see the field. So we got a runner on first, and it's a runner running for Williams, who looked like he tweaked his ankle. That ball's hit hard to left and high, driving him back. That might get out of here. It's gone.
That one is gone all the way. Home run for the Seminoles. And that's going to bring home 2 runs, putting them up by 1 against the Bruins. Rodriguez making his way around and touching home plate, being greeted by the whole team as he gets his first home run of the season.
Yes.
What a hit he put on that ball. As soon as it left the bat, I knew it was gone.
Now batting, number 14.
We see the replay. Boom,
Correa.
turns his hips. Hits the ball with the boomstick, and there's no doubt about that one. It's gone.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard. The dimensions here at Bayshore not quite as long as GT Bray where we had last week.
At Manatee.
Yeah, that GT Bray's the park, the field. Yeah, but it's 350 here in the center field and 300 down the line. So that ball was probably over around the 330, 325 mark. Right there in the power alley, just to the inside of the left fielder. Ball was hit well. We got ourselves a game here. That ball's fouled off, out of play.
Definitely different from our game previously at Manatee, where Braden River trailed mostly all the game and turned it on in the later innings. Now we have the Seminoles taking the lead here with 2 outs on a 2-1 count as that one's popped in the air. And the catcher's looking to make a play, and he does.
Oh, nice play. He made a really good play on that. Didn't have time to get turned around on it and was able to make the play and they get out of the inning there. With a 3-2 lead, Southeast leads at 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the third.
For the Seminoles in the third.
And that catcher made that play without even taking off his mask. Had no time.
Yeah, and with the new masks they wear now, those hockey-style masks, a lot of coaches don't even have them take the mask off anymore. They have pretty good line of vision, and rather than hesitate to do that, they can just go get it and see it pretty good. It's more like the view you see out of a football helmet than the old-school face mask that you used to wear.
Gotta love technology. And ladies and gentlemen, we're coming into the bottom of the 4th as Bayshore looks to battle back from that last inning.
Looks like that's Baez again. So Baez is staying in.
We think their courtesy runner Baez is staying in and has moved to second base. We don't have confirmation on that yet, but that's what it appears. Correa still the pitcher.
So how's the week been treating you, Chris?
There's too much time in between innings here. No, it's been good. Good week.
Good to hear.
Baez remains in the game.
You know, I think it's a special treat, especially, you know, with Barry joining us, to be here in this position that I am in, to really learn about the county. And that's what I like about, you know, being born and raised. I was born in Sarasota, but living in between Manatee and Sarasota County.
We won't hold that against you.
I should be saying the opposite. But, you know, there's really deep roots that connect in this Manatee area. You know, a lot of people who've lived here for a long time and seen the place grow and been able to pour into people. I see coaches I've had for Little League today who still live here.
One part of our county that's a small town aspect. You know, you'll see people that you had in, well, Michael Rupp, the coach for Bayshore, was a freshman in my PE class at Manatee High back when he was 14 years old or whatever. So, you know, you see these guys grow up to be coaches, and it's pretty amazing. It's popped up out of play.
You're 100% right. It's amazing to see. And I think it's, more importantly for you, it's like a sense of pride to see those guys turn out great and, you know, be productive members of society. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's like we talked about earlier. I'm not going to make a living playing this game for your lifetime, but you might make a living coaching or working in administration. We have a couple of guys from Manatee County coaching the NFL right now. Brian Bing from Manatee High played linebacker for us. Is coaching with the Bears as defensive line coach. Willie Taggart, who played at quarterback at Manatee, is now running backs coach for the Ravens. So you got two guys coaching from Manatee, Little Manatee County, coaching in the NFL. So that's pretty impressive. Joey Andruzzi, who was a receiver for us at Manatee, is working in analytics for the Arizona Cardinals. So there's ways you can make a living, you know, scouting and analytics. If you don't make it as a player, if you really love the game and you want to be around the game, you're committed to it. You know, there's different ways to do it. Same thing in baseball. Being here at Bayshore, I think of Jerry Dowdy, who was a longtime baseball coach here. His son Brett, still a scout. He's still a scout for the, I believe it's the Padres. I'm not sure who he's with right now, but played in the majors and is now scouting. Lance Carter, who I coached in baseball at Manatee in the early 90s, is a minor league pitching instructor after playing for the Rays and playing in Japan and being a Major League All-Star.
Oh, wow. Lorenzo stepping up to the plate after the previous batter was walked.
All right, we had a walk there, runner on first, nobody out. Lead-off walks, they're not good, right? They tend to score a lot. We've seen that already this year.
We've seen that. Definitely last week we saw that a lot.
And now he's going to go to second on that wild pitch. So a little bit of erratic pitching from Correa here with a wild pitch and a walk. Makes you wonder if somebody will start warming up for Southeast. Or
we can't see the bullpen from here, but if I could tell you.
Yeah, I don't even know where they are.
I'm not sure either. But yeah, leadoff walks definitely don't help this team at all, especially with no outs.
Here's a base hit to left.
Belted to left field.
That'll score a run. Ball's kind of bobbled out left field. A little late getting it in. I think he was going to score anyway. As deep as the left fielder was playing and as hard as the ball was hit, he couldn't really charge it hard. Lorenzo helping himself out there with a base hit.
Getting himself RBI, and it's going to tie up the game.
Yep, got ahead in the count. That didn't take long for the Bruins to come back and match that run they were down.
Now batting, number 35, Gutierrez, Handy.
And Handy will be the batter, the first baseman.
0 outs, 1 run in, 1 runner on base. This is looking good for the Bruins.
Takes an aggressive cut at a fastball up and fouls it back. We've got 1 strike.
And the pitcher Correa trying to gather himself after having 2 wild pitches set this team up to be in position.
Ball away, good stop by the catcher. That one, another one in the dirt and away. In a 1-1 count.
And these wild pitches, like you say, will come back and bite you later on in the inning and later on in the game, because every one of these count.
You know, when we coached baseball, we referred to the free bases that you give up in a game. I think I mentioned that last week. Every wild pitch or balk or error, the guy takes an extra base or a walk, or that's a free base. And usually the team that gives up the most free bases loses the game. There's a hard ground ball to short, could be two, but it's bobbled, and they're going to be safe everywhere. And he throws it away. And the runner was not paying attention at second. He stayed at second.
I believe the runner at second fell. He ran into the shortstop, or the
second baseman.
The second baseman over there who covered, and so he wasn't able to take advantage of that wild ball thrown at first base.
Yeah, that's a break for Southeast there when he threw it away and went all the way to the screen, and the guy no runners advanced on that.
And Velez stepping up the plate, and you're 100% correct. The Bruins giving them a break by not punishing them by taking third base. Again, 0 outs as Velez steps up in good position.
First and second with nobody out. A ball stayed in on his hands and swung right through it. Looked like it was going to be a breaking ball, I thought, and just stayed inside. May have been a backup breaking ball that was supposed to break and didn't go. But
right on the inside. Pop fly back to us.
Yeah, he was kind of off balance on that swing, out in front a little bit, just kind of reaching. Now he's down 0-2. A very defensive swing. And as a coach, you don't like to see that earlier in the count. You don't mind that with 2 strikes trying to stay alive, but if you're going to take a swing, you want to see a good cut. Breaking ball away, got him. Good job pitching there. He saw how off balance he was on the pitch before.
And right now,
number 4, Deshaun Judge.
The Judge walking up to bat. But right now, Carrera definitely wants to get guys out and not allow guys to get pop flies and things of that nature. You don't want any advancing of the bases right now.
Big man on deck, had his double earlier in the game, and I think he's having a wardrobe malfunction as a result of that head first slide.
He's just Superman. It's Clark Kent. He's busting out.
Oh, slow roller. That's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough play.
And the ball is bobbled again.
And they're safe everywhere.
By the Seminoles. And you spoke about this earlier. You spoke about the fielding.
Yeah, the defense.
And now it's rearing its head.
Yeah, we've seen 3 bobbles this inning.
Now batting, number 7,
And
Malik Williams.
And technically, the umpire could make him tuck his shirt in, because by rule you can't hit with your shirt untucked, but apparently he's going to let him do it.
When you slide like that, you get special treatment, Bases
well, you
loaded.
can see it's flapping around now. If a ball hits it, that's not really fair. They shouldn't allow this. If you get an inside fastball here and it brushes his shirt or something, you can't have that hanging out like now. It may be ripped, but
could be called as a hit by pitch.
Right, it will be. That's what the rule is. If it hits any part of your uniform, you get a free base. That's why, if you could do that, everybody would wear a flappy shirt, try to get some cheap free bases without getting hurt.
Yep. Looks like you tried to take a second to tuck it in. But
swing and a miss there.
2-1 count. Hitters ahead. Only 1 out. So a pop fly would bring in a runner.
Yeah, the outfield's playing pretty deep, so anything to the outfield would probably get him in. That's close. It calls it down. So it's 3-1.
3-1 and a walk also brings in a runner.
Yeah, nowhere to put him. So as a hitter here, he's got to come after you. He doesn't want to walk in a run. So you're looking for a middle fastball here, and if you don't get it, you take it. That's up a little bit. I can see why he took that. Ball might have caught the top of the strike zone, but that's ahead in the count, 3-1. You probably don't want to swing at that. Now it's 3-2. You're even with him. That hit him right in the back. We said he might get hit when he had a shirt on, remember? I don't think that had anything to do with the shirt, but
Time for us to play lottery.
Right in the square, middle of the back. But
will he tuck in the shirt is the question when he makes it to first base.
I've seen games where the umpires would not allow that.
Young Will Pantoga.
Pantoga coming up to the bat with loaded bases. And the Bruins are going to go up 1. It's going to be 3-4 for Bayshore.
With bases loaded and still nobody out, or was it one out?
Only one out.
One out.
And that pitch is going to be away and out.
Yeah, that was way outside.
And right now, it's been the fielding, and it's also been the pitching that's been hurting Southeast at the moment, the Seminoles.
Yeah, I had mentioned their strength had been their hitting so far.
But only way you get to hitting is by going through pitching.
Yeah. Well, I think pitching and defense wins championships. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Oh, he overthrows and they're not paying attention here. So that should be a run right there. The runner on third was standing on the base, looking around. You got to be, the catcher throws it over the pitcher's head. Nobody's backing it up. The ball rolls all the way to second base. That should be an easy run right there. And those are the kind of little things that, as they build the program up at Bayshore and Southeast, the players will get a better baseball IQ and take advantage of situations like that.
Yeah, definitely. So both of these teams have a lot of sophomores and a lot of younger guys. So you got to give them some time to develop. And those are the small things that, as they get older and as they play the game more, those will be ironed out.
Yeah, a lot of high school programs have kids coming from travel programs and feeder programs that make them more prepared earlier on for things like that. Doesn't make them any better physically, but you wouldn't see, you're probably not going to see a Venice with a guy on third on an overthrow not score. They're going to be ready for that, and they're going to score and take off on that.
You're 100% correct. As they walk another person, and everyone's going to get a talk at the mound here. Bayshore going up 5-3. After being down by 1 with the spectacular hit by the big man on the Seminoles.
Yeah, and it's they came right back, good answer, and they're not done. Still only one away.
And speaking of the Seminoles, they actually played one of the high schools I went to. They played Booker as their last game, and I believe they beat them 14-5.
Yeah, and I don't want to hurt your feelings here.
Listen, I graduated from Lakewood Ranch.
But and nothing against Booker. The football team was very good this year. They're usually good in basketball. Quite possibly one of the worst baseball teams in the state.
Yeah, they definitely haven't looked that good. They have not looked that good.
I believe they beat Gibbs. Gibbs is probably the worst, statistically, if you looked at it.
Listen, I love Booker, but we call facts around here.
No, and it's
Now batting.
there's nothing they can do about it. They don't. They're not attracting a lot of baseball players right now, and they're really struggling. But
football was great, though. I think we sent a couple guys. I know a couple guys out of the Sarasota area went to Florida State, actually.
Oh, another throwback from the catcher and almost got away. He's getting the yips. He's turning into Mackie Sasser back there, the New York Mets catcher that had to retire because he couldn't throw it back to the pitcher. There's a strike. 1-1. Threw it over his head again.
Wow.
That's good base running. That's what I was talking about. That time, Judge was ready for it. Shortstop and second baseman should have been running in there before the throw was even made, especially when he's thrown 2 away of the last 3 pitches. Coaching youth baseball, you'd be telling the shortstop and the second baseman when there's runner on third, you got to back it up. You got to back it up.
Are the tacos in here? Oh, they're right there. I'm so sorry.
But Judge was ready for it and took advantage of the misfire by the catcher.
Yeah, 100%, like you said.
Now it's 6-3.
These are mistakes that will be ironed out as the program gets bigger, but right now they hurt, especially when being in the game, back-to-back mistakes like that.
Yeah, and you just don't have, neither one of these teams has the talent level to overcome those kind of mistakes.
And you're 100% correct. You don't have a guy that you know who's going to get you hits, who's guaranteed to get you runs.
A guy going out there is going to get 16 strikeouts in 7 innings, and and you're going to score 9 runs for sure. And if that happens, it's no big deal. When you're trying to build a program up, those little things are the things you can control. Those are things you have to. You can't control talent level.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
But those are the things you can control. The discipline and the smart plays. And if you play smart baseball, it gives you a chance to be competitive.
Yeah, you're 100% right there. And as you know from coaching and stuff like that, at the end of the day, talent, teams who have sound fundamentals and work hard will outbeat talented teams all the time. As the bases get loaded again, as the gentleman has walked.
Now batting, number 12, Tucker Pope.
So we're at the top of the order for Bayshore with 1 out and the bases loaded. Tucker Pope, that was their leading hitter coming into this game, the sophomore.
This is not what you want to see, especially after giving up.
I'm surprised nobody's warming up for Southeast, or I can't see anybody down there warming up, because this could very easily get away from them here. And
in the press box here, we don't really have a clear view of the pulpit.
If they're not careful, this could get away from them this inning here in a hurry. There's ball 2, and he looks just fatigued now. He's struggling. A lot of problem with the pitching. I've been impressed with him pitching so far. But when you're pitching and there's that many mistakes behind you, and you have to get that many more extra outs after the bobbles and the errors and the overthrows, it just weighs on you psychologically, on your psyche. You think you have to be more perfect. You put more pressure on yourself. Nobody performs well under those situations. So not only is it the error itself, but it's that gradual buildup of all the errors, on your psyche and how you approach everything.
You're 100% correct. I was just talking to Barry about that when you stepped out, but he was saying, baseball is a game built upon failure.
Yeah.
And you're already going to fail a lot. Again, if a player hits 3 out of 10 balls, he's hitting really good. Think about that. In life, any other area of life, that's unacceptable. Right. That's why right now
baseball, you're a Hall of Famer.
Exactly. You're Kyle Ripken Jr. Shout out to Kyle Ripken Jr.
You fail 7 times out of 10, you're a Hall of Famer. Here's another walk, and it looks like Coach Stevens is coming out, and that's probably going to be it for Korea. And he looked really good at times. Sharp breaking ball. But like I said, I think he just got fatigued and got a little wild, and then his defense let him down a little bit. And
I hope the concession stand doesn't let me down as I'm looking to get me a little dog later.
Good luck with that. No hot food here.
Oh, my goodness.
Henry Kuhn gives him the bad news. No hot food. It's an outrage. It's an outrage. Where's Brownfield when you need him? Get him back there cooking. Stephen Brownfield, legendary Bayshore alum, not here tonight. Disappointed he's not here. Always look forward to seeing Stephen. If he watches this broadcast, we want to say hello to him. And we got a new pitcher coming in. We're trying to get the number on him. I cannot see.
Number 5 is going to be
Jamie Rodriguez.
Beltran.
Nope.
Beltran.
Well, you have a different roster than me. My roster here says Jamie Rodriguez, but I don't know.
Now your attention, please, for the Seminoles. Now pitching, Adrian Beltran. Beltran now pitching.
We have Adrian Beltran. The PA announcer says it's Adrian Beltran. We have him as number 1, and we're trying to decipher this. Now, Adrian Beltran is number 5, according to the lineup card. Well, we were guaranteed the roster was correct, but apparently it was not, and it is Adrian Beltran, number 5. Diego Villegas coming up with his red, white, and blue helmet.
Definitely a very cool helmet. One thing I will say is that I don't know in comparison to your era, but the swagger level of the new guys is next level.
Yeah, I'm not big on the swag stuff. More, I'd rather see good hitting, good pitching, good fielding.
Well, you know what they say. You look good, you feel good, you play good.
Sometimes you just try to look good and it doesn't work out, though. There's a base hit. That's going to drop in there just over the shortstop's head. Scores one. The second runner's coming around. He's going to score with no play. Bayshore is starting to, like I said, getting away from the Seminoles here as Bayshore goes up 7-3.
They're going up 8-3. They just brought in 2 runs.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet.
8-3. All right.
And again, what we say, you look good, you play good, you hit good.
I don't mind a red, white, and blue helmet. That's fine. I don't consider that swag. But some of the, the theatrics and
it can be a little overboard sometimes.
I still can't figure out the ski mask when it's 85 degrees out. But I've seen that 2 weeks in a row now. I've never seen that before. There's a pitch away. Good pitch. Looks like a cutter. Oh, and he overthrows the pitcher again.
That's up 27. Yeah, and the batter putting his all in that last swing. He was really, really looking at that one. Right now, the Bayshore is running away with this inning at the moment. Still got 2 runners out there. Still got
swing.
1 man.
He did not go.
Still got 2 runners on base and still got 1 man in scoring position.
Lorenzo hitting the starting pitcher. Had an RBI single last time up. He's throwing a nice game. He's getting himself a little cushion here if he can deliver a base hit here. Ball's down. 2-1.
Right now, from your perspective, from your coaching experience, what are you thinking right now? What are you trying to tell the guys? Are you telling them to take an inning at a time, a play at a time? As that one's built to the left field.
Takes a big hop to the third baseman. Comes up firing. He might have a play at home. Nope. And it's going to be first and third.
The ball was fumbled by the catcher. That's going to bring in another runner.
A short hop throw. Bounced up, hit him in the chest protector. He was able to chase it down without letting the runners advance anymore. So Lorenzo helped himself out again with another RBI. Get himself a 6-run lead now, or 7-run lead now.
6.
Number 35, Takeris Handy.
You had a double that brought 2 in, so that left 2 on.
Some discrepancy on the score here. We think it's 10-3, our best guess. A fly ball to center field, tagging at third is Villegas. Center fielder makes a catch, and there's not going to be, he'll throw it in, but there's really no play there. Kind of double clutched before he threw it. That should make it 11-3 if it was accurate before. Of course, we don't have the official score here, so.
Now batting, number 6. Adrian Velez.
Velez, the catcher, coming up here. I believe he struck out last time. He's got 2 outs. He soft serves one into right field for a base hit. Bobbled by the right fielder. That's becoming a common theme in this inning. It seems like every ball that's been hit been bobbled a little bit before they threw it in. And that's the defensive woes that have been haunting Southeast this year. And they're going to run for the catcher.
Now batting, number 4, Deshaun Judge.
24 coming in to run for Bayshore.
And right now, those fielding woes
Bryant Ortiz
haunting the Seminoles as they are trying desperately to get out of this inning. Only one out still and one strike.
No, there's 2 outs, I believe. It was that last fly out to center fielder, I think, was the second out.
With 2 outs, they're getting a little life. If they can make something happen at the plate here, 0-2 count, they'll be able to run out of the
swings
way.
over the top, 0-2. Maybe Southeast can make a pitch here and get out of it. Breaking ball stayed up on a little bit. Kind of fell off to the side there, and elbow dropped and ball stayed up. Wasn't a real crisp, sharp breaking ball. It's got to stay with it. Do the work out front there. There's another one much better. He drops a strike 3, and they'll throw him out, and that's 3 outs.
Wow. Bayshore running up the stat sheet as everyone got a piece of love out there. Right now, the Seminoles being able to just barely squeeze it out at the end of that nightmare inning.
We're going to take a 1-minute break here.
On 4 hits.
Go to a commercial here and come back. It's 11-3, Bayshore over Southeast.
Hey, 3 for 39. Jaden for Asher.
Playing right field, playing left field.
No, if you look out there, you got Jaden in center. Jan Well is in left. Carson's in right.
Wait. What do you got now? Who's playing center?
Jaden.
Jaden Judge.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Jan Well is in left.
Who?
Jan Well.
John Will Pierre.
Pantoja.
Pentoga. Okay.
And then you got Smalley is in right.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jaden Judge came in here.
Top 4. Okay.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MSTV Game of the Week between Southeast and Bayshore as we come in after a monster inning for Bayshore, putting up 9 runs
for the Bruins. Now playing center field.
on the Seminoles.
You take a 8-run lead. Now Bayshore was thinking if we get 3 outs and go back in and score 2 runs, the game's over. 10-run rule. So that's what I'm sure Bayshore would like to see happen. Save up some pitching for the rest of the week, for the rest of their games.
Yeah, you're 100% correct here. And that bad fielding by the Seminoles came and reared its head as they had many mistakes that allowed Bayshore to get here. As Thorne takes the plate, pops it up in the air.
Second baseman's calling for it.
Makes the easy out.
1 pitch, 1 out.
And so they do have the 10-run room in high school now.
Yes.
They have a 15 also.
15 after 3 and 10 after 5, or 15 after 4 and 10 after 5.
Number 9, Evan Carr.
Carr up at the plate. He's looking.
He's a big kid.
Very big. He holds that bat up real high. Nice bounce. Very loose. Very relaxed.
Takes a fastball up and away. Likes to stay up with that fastball. Throws a lot of balls up at the top of the zone.
Catcher signaling him to hold up real quick.
That can be dangerous as you go against better hitters and better competition. Those fastballs up tend to get hit a long way. That one's down in the dirt. It's 2-0.
Luckily, no one on the plates.
Base is empty there.
Fastballs are always a gamble, especially up high, like you said. It's a lot of energy coming in. And when you have big hitters, that's as they say, the chocolate mousse of the pitches.
Up high, they like it up there. If they can get on top of it, if you have an explosive upper 80s, 90 fastball in high school, you can throw it by guys up there. But, if you're throwing 82, 83, and you mess up, they end up getting delivered out in the parking lot.
Let's just say you'll hear about it.
3-0, ball 4, and just what you don't want to do. You had a big inning, get a big lead. You go out there pitching with an 8-run lead. The one thing your coach tells you when you're going out is, don't walk anybody. Get a big lead.
Yeah.
Make them earn it. And then he goes out 4 straight pitches out of the zone.
And like you said too, with the way the rules are set up, you want to save those pitches. You want to save his arm. You want to save that pitching arm, so if you can get guys out as fast as possible,
he may have gotten a little tired. Good timeout there by the catcher. Sometimes after a long inning, you mentioned how long was that last inning, 20-some minutes, that Bayshore was up. So he sat there and got cold and, tightened up and hasn't thrown in almost a half hour now.
Yeah, we had over 40 pitches.
Yeah, I think it was 51 pitches last inning.
51 pitches.
Our illustrious statistician Henry Kuhn has informed us. Statistician extraordinaire.
And just in sports, one of the things is when you get warmed up, you're ready to go. And when you sit, sometimes it takes a little minute to adjust.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll even see a pitcher get up and go throw behind a dugout or in a bullpen when there's a long inning like that. But he was out on base, part of it, running, so shouldn't be too tight. After he had his RBI single, there's a strike there. Maybe got it straightened out. 1-1 with 1 out, runner on first. Ones all around. 1-1, 1 out, 1 on. Southeast looking to make a big comeback here.
And they have to, because if they don't, they will be going home a little bit early tonight.
Yeah, you got to assume Bayshore has scored pretty much every inning. Here's a nice pitch, breaking ball. You got to assume that Bayshore is going to score a few more runs. They've scored, I think, every inning. Their offenses look pretty good. They've been seeing the ball pretty well. So if you're Southeast, you got to start scoring here. Man, don't have too many more opportunities.
How do you feel about the pitching rules? Do you think you like it in the sports? Do you think it saves people face or embarrassment? Do you think you wish they let them play the full game?
With the 10-run rule?
Get more reps for the kids?
I really don't mind it. Like I said, sometimes when I was coaching, the running clock in football was different. You didn't get time to get guys in. But if you have a 10-run lead, you can put your subs in baseball. We talked about there's no taking a knee. There were times with a running clock where we'd only have 1 possession in the second half.
Yeah.
And you would never get your 2s in or something. But in baseball, they are going to get those. They are going to go those 5 innings. So if you're up by 15 and you want to get your subs in, well, then get them in. The 5th inning. The good thing about high school, there's a strike, fastball. Good thing about high school is you can re-enter a starter. So if you take a couple of starters out and put some backups in, and the other team scored 6 or 7 runs, you can just re-enter your starters the next inning and make sure you keep control of the game.
You're 100% correct.
And when you get in college or pro ball, once a guy comes out, they're used up. So.
That one's fouled back, going to be 0-2 count here. As they have 2 outs already, Bayshore looks to shut the Seminoles out.
Yeah, Lorenzo did this earlier in the game, came back with 3 strikeouts. Maybe they'll finish this one out as well. Oh, that was inside, almost hit him. Up and in, fastball.
And I know these guys aren't throwing the fastest pitches in the world, but even still, standing behind this plate here, those balls come fast.
It's all relative. These hitters are, for them, that's just a good fastball. There's a ground ball on the right side. Second baseman's going to have to charge it. Makes a good play, gets him by a step. That's 3 away. So the Bruins give up the leadoff walk from Lorenzo, but he bears down and gets the Southeast Seminoles to go down 1-2-3. And they'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Bruins will bat the bottom of the fourth with an 11-3 lead. And we're going to go ahead and take a break right now. And we'll be back in a moment here at Bayshore High School. You have to. It's like you said, culture. It's more than just change their mindset. You got to change the entire culture. You got to start it with, what their focus is on. You've got to be focused on a process, not the results. If everything's focused on results, when the results don't come, you're going to give up. So you got to be focused on a process of getting better and how you're going to do things and what your team's DNA, what it's going to look like. And it starts in practice and meetings and in the weight room. I know and I'm not sure what Southeast and Bayshore do as far as the weight room, but I know at Palmetto, when my son was playing under Rich Glass there, there's 6 a.m. workouts every day. Those kids were invested, so they're not going to quit on a game when you're down by a couple of runs because you've got too much invested that whole summer going in at 6 a.m. and lifting, that kind of stuff. So That changes the culture. I think both these staffs, like Coach Batson said, good guys coaching these staffs, local guys, been around this area, know what it takes to get better, and I think that they'll successfully change the culture. Is that going to translate into a state championship? Probably not. At Southeast or Bayshore with the talent level they have right now, that might not be a realistic goal, but that's, like I said, that's why you don't look at the results, you look at the process. Are we getting better every day? Mm-hmm. All you can do as an athlete is try to get better every day. So.
Number 3.
And I think that's one of the beautiful things and one of the worst things about the high school system is that there's only 4 years, but at the same time, in those 4 years, these young men these young boys are changing into young men. So you get to see a lot of phases of their lives and really be able to try to help them develop their game along the way. And nowadays it's even better because travel ball is such a big thing. Some of these guys have been playing since they've been kids.
Yep. There's Jaden Judge up to bat, a three-sport star. He was late getting to the game tonight because he had a track meet. He's having a good year playing baseball as well as football here at Bayshore. He had a grand slam home run to a walk-off win at against Braden Christian. So he's got a little pop in his bat, and he can definitely run. As evidenced by the fact he's on the track team. There's a swing and a miss of the ball down in the dirt.
And you can tell just looking at him, he's a strong build, nice forearms, great legs.
Yeah, he was
big, strong back.
He was, I believe, a 3-time qualifier in the weight for states and weightlifting as well. I don't think he lifted this year, the senior year. Going to play football at Concord, West Virginia, up in West Virginia. I think he's committed there. I saw on social media. And he was an electric star for their football team this year. Their entire offense ran through him. Had a great year. There's a swing and a miss. And another throw over the pitcher's head. You're almost at the point now where you have to think about making a change at catcher just because of the throws back to the pitcher or like you said, you can see him.
Number 12.
Or underhand, throw it to him or something, roll it back to the pitcher or something to give him a chance. Because when you get a run on third, that's going to be a run every time.
Yeah, it's been bad, and these have been low pressure pitches. He's not like he's throwing the ball after.
Correct.
It's after an out, when everyone's down.
You may want to suggest staying on his knees. He's standing up. He's doing everything right, and he can't throw it. Maybe it gives him too much time to think. Just drop to your knees and throw it quick and not think about it. You think the more he thinks about it, there he goes again.
Mm-hmm. Every time he stands up.
It's definitely in his head. I think if I was coaching him, I would tell him just drop your knees and throw it back to the pitcher as fast as you can. You can't get any worse results than what he's getting right now, so at least try it.
Yeah. And although the base was stolen last time, I think we might be able to say that we're not too worried about stolen bases right now.
Wow, I don't know how you can not run when you see the catcher's not even throwing it back to the pitcher accurately. So.
You're 100% true.
But maybe not big man, I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know. Listen, he got it last time.
He got the double last time. We know he can slide.
That we know.
Oh, good pitch. Breaking ball. Beltran's making some really nice pitches this inning to Judge.
He's definitely putting some good pitches, way better than last time. Not many wide outs. That ball is hit the third base.
Third, and it gets by the third baseman. And it's going to be first and second.
And again, that inside fielding overall, but definitely on the inside, has been
Tucker Pope with the base hit there.
A pain point for the Seminoles.
Yeah, they're having a problem with the fielding. That would have been a tough play. I don't think I would rule that an error. That's probably a base hit, but it's a play that we saw last week. When we saw Braden River and Manatee, a lot of those plays are made. In that level.
And what a great game that was. If you guys didn't see that, go check that one out. Braden River versus Manatee was an amazing game. Came down to the wire as Braden River came back in the last innings.
Yeah, we saw a big comeback last week. Maybe we'll see that this week. There's a blooper on the right side, foul territory. The pitcher's there, first baseman's there and make the catch, and that's 3 away. Good job by Beltran there. So it's another issue with the Southeast pitchers is they have to the workout of trying to catch the throws back from the catcher. And people might think that's a joke, but when you have to jump and chase balls around every time, and you'll hear coaches yelling at a catcher when they make a bad throw back, hey, don't make them work. Everything for the pitcher, you want all their energy and effort going into pitches, not fielding balls that you throw in the dirt at them or trying to jump and catch balls over your head. So that tires a pitcher out a lot faster as well.
Yeah, and then also, the most important thing, breaking concentration. Things aren't smooth. It's not a process. And like you said earlier, similar to when you're building a team, you want to focus on the process. So pitchers have a rhythm. It's like a song and a dance. They want the ball a certain way because they wind up a certain way. And when you break them out of that, that can make them have errors.
Yep. So we're going to go here to the top of the fifth. We're going to the top of the fifth, and Southeast is going to try to come back down 11-3 right here. And I'm not sure what the pitch count's going to be on Lorenzo, but he's got to be getting up there. Our all-star statistician, Henry Kuhn, says he's at 66 pitches. Probably, I would think this is probably his last inning, unless he has a real quick one here. He doesn't seem to be throwing the warm-up pitches this inning extra hard. Like he's loose enough as it is sometimes. So the pitcher will just kind of toss a few in there and get loose, and then be ready to go.
What you got for me now?
10 is in for 4. Rector and 4 Judge. Jay Sean.
So you just did the.
So Smalley's
So
out.
the
and
Bruins
Jay Sean's
here
out.
they can hold them and get 2 runs. They can get out of this with a 5-inning game and a 10-run rule.
Deshaun Judge is out.
Yep. Carson's out. Smalley.
Bayshore making
out.
some changes, some defensive changes here with the 8-run lead in the 5th.
Yeah.
Who's playing right?
Jean-Pierre, the pitcher.
Who?
The guy that was pitching.
Lorenzo?
Yes.
Okay. And now who's pitching?
Diego Villegas.
Diego Villegas.
Shortstop.
We
Tucker.
do have a new pitcher coming in, Diego Villegas.
I gotta find him on here. Okay.
Who's about to start?
And then who's playing shortstop?
Tucker.
And Beltran will lead it off for Southeast, and now pitching.
Moving on to the Seminoles, number 5, Adrian Beltran. Can I have your attention, please, for the Bruins? Now pitching, number 13, Diego Villegas.
So Lorenzo goes out after 4 innings. He's at 66
playing
pitch, probably a
shortstop,
casualty of the pitch count more
Number
than
12, Tucker
game
Pope.
situation.
Now playing right field,
Did a good job.
Number 27,
Got out of a couple of jams early on when he was a
Gabriel
little erratic
Lorenzo.
and settled down. And now Diego Villegas comes into pitch, and
I don't know who's playing second.
Beltran is leading it off for Southeast. Here as we go to the top of the 5th. The umpire puts the ball in play.
And one thing's for sure, Chris, our expectations were subverted as Bayshore didn't get a single run in that last inning.
Well, they could do it this inning. Foul ball back, out of play. If they can hold them here and get 2 runs, it would end. Not that we're rooting for one team or the other, but early evenings are never bad.
Not from a commentary perspective.
There's a ball in the dirt, bounces over to the catcher's head. One and one, with nobody out. Villegas, outside corner, just misses. Just missed down and away. Really good pitch, came back there. I thought he might get the call. 2-1. Another one down, same spot. I think Villegas was kind of signaling to his catcher not to ride the ball down. Felt like he had ridden the ball down out of the zone. Trying to frame it a little better. That one can't be framed. It's down from the batter's box. Ball 4. Can't help that one.
One thing I will say about both of these teams, they love that out and away, and it seems like
number
as
4,
long as we have the center
Aiden
fielder, it was hitting the stanky
Heflin.
leg out there. But it seems like the pitching I've seen, the meta or the trend has been a lot of out and away fastballs or a lot of out and away breaking balls.
You know, and that's, you know, in youth baseball and high school baseball, the coaches are teaching them to keep the ball away if they can, try to throw the outside corner. You know, don't want to throw it right down the middle. Teflinger to batter now with lefty. Saw him had a good at-bat earlier after going down in the count early and battling. Their runner's going, he swings, big cut, throws down the second, is not going to be in time.
Stolen base by the Seminoles, and they got to make risky plays like that right now. Being down so much, especially with the potential of the pitch counter, the 10-run rule coming into play.
Yep. They're trying a hidden ball trick there. The shortstop held the ball. Was waiting for him to walk off the base, but it didn't work. And now it's 0-1 to Teflinger.
And we know Teflinger, as he proved on his last outing at bat, definitely swinging at everything.
There's a big cut, a high fastball, chop foul. Yeah, he's aggressive. He's going up there hitting. That's not all bad to have some aggression, you know.
I know your philosophy is definitely let him swing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in favor of missing all, you know, swinging at balls, but I like guys to be aggressive, especially ahead in the count. Now 0-2, you got to really protect the plate.
Yeah.
Look for a breaking ball, something off speed here. He's got a sinker down, chop to first. He'll step on the base at first. Runner advances. So it's a productive out. You know, down by 8. That's, you know, it doesn't sound as good, but, you know, in a normal at-bat situation, if you're going to make it out, at least you move the runner over. It's called a productive out.
Mm-hmm.
So now the next batter can hit a fly ball and drive him in, or a ground ball and get a run in here.
Okay. Number 11. Anton Baez.
As we have
Baez pitch
one out
hitting
in
for
the
Southeast is 1 out. Infield staying back, so they're willing to give up the run for the out, which is smart. Outside corner strike, good pitch.
Again, the position that the Seminoles are in, if Bayshore comes into the next inning and gets 2 runs, the game's over. So they definitely want to get as many runs as they can to extend the life of the game to give them a better chance to come back.
Yep. And this is when you, like, once again, if you're not focusing on the results, you look at the process. You just want to put together good at-bats. That's a good pitch. Fastball was up and in, working back towards the plate. Looked like it was going to hit him, and kind of arm side run, brought it back over the plate for a strike called. He's got 0-2 now. Last time he went sinker away. High fastball. Get him to chase, and he does, and fouls it off out of play. Oh, 2 again. He went high last time. I think now we want to change his eye angle and eye level and probably go down and away with an off-speed pitch here, like a changeup or maybe a fastball on the outside corner. He went changeup, it looked like, or a breaking ball outside.
Definitely one outside. And as you say, that one cannot be framed.
Cannot be framed.
Something I've noticed just randomly about Southeast, they all have these nice matching bats.
Ooh, that's a good pitch. Taken for a ball. Catcher looked back at the umpire. Umpires don't like you looking back at them. They don't mind you sometimes saying something when you're facing the pitcher, but don't look back at him and let everybody see that. There he rolls over a little ground ball, foul, first base line.
Yeah, it's very important as a player. I know you get frustrated, but at the end of the day, the umpire has the final say-so, and they're usually never going to change their call.
No, and it's only going to hurt you in the long run, probably, if you show up an umpire. So they're human beings, too. They're not supposed to hold it against you, but they're human beings, and they might. So there's a strike 3 down the middle. He just threw him a fastball right down the middle and froze him on a 2-strike count. And that's 2 away.
Now batting, number 17, Roy Rodriguez.
Coming up to bat, number 20, Roy Rodriguez, looking to make some magic happen for the Seminoles as they have a runner on third, 2 outs. So he needs to get himself a hit and get on base.
There's a good pitch, breaking ball. Umpire didn't give it to him. Looked like a strike from here. Umpire thought it was up. He's got 1 ball. Strike on the inside corner. Fastball. Villegas looking good on the mound here. Gets the Seminoles coming in to close this game out. Outside corner strike. Gets a lot of arm side run, and ball look away to the batter, and they come back and catch the corner. Or look in, look, they're going to hit a lefty, and they come back and catch the corner. Good movement. That ball stays up. Little extra oomph on that one. Had some good velo on that.
Definitely heard the snap, crackle, pop on that one when it hit the catcher's glove.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest fastball we've seen tonight right there, that one.
Yeah, definitely so.
We don't have a radar gun, but my eyes tell me it's the fastest one. Good pitch, the breaking ball. Strike 3, ends the inning. So they leave one, they strand him at third. After the leadoff walk, he steals second, moves over to third on a ground out. But Villegas gets the strikeout and gets the Bruins out of the inning. And the Bruins lead it 11-3. As we go to the bottom of the fifth, the Bruins have a chance to walk it off if they can get
2 runs in.
2 runs here.
Yeah, and right now the Seminoles just hoping that their woes of pitching and catching don't catch up to them, because, again, this game could potentially be over with in the next 2 runs. As everyone comes out to get on the field here. Ladies and gentlemen, as you remember, that was a strikeout 3rd inning for the Bruins. Excuse me, the 4th inning. That was amazing for the Bruins, allowing them to put up 8 runs. Sorry, excuse me, get to this 8-run lead. Good hitting, but that was not only good hitting, but it was a combination of bad catching, bad fielding, and bad pitching. Everything that you don't want to do, the Seminoles did, and allowed their opponents to take advantage.
Yeah, they really just had that one bad inning. They've actually looked pretty good tonight, though. We've had some bobble balls, but that didn't cost them. The pitching's Correa looked really good at times. Threw some really nice breaking balls earlier on, and Beltran's looked good at times. Like I said, it's tough to pitch when you don't really have confidence in your defense behind you, and then you've got the other added issue of the catcher having some difficulties throwing it back to you, and that's making you think about things that you shouldn't be thinking about on the mound.
You're 100% correct, like you said. It just all fell down at that 1 inning right there. And they weren't able to piece it together until the end.
All right, here we go. We're going to start the bottom of the 5th here. First pitch is a strike.
Leading off for the Bruins, number 27, Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, tonight's starting pitcher, now out in right field. Had a great game on the mound. He's had a couple of good RBI hits tonight. He's down 0-2 against Beltran, though, right now, and he's probably going to see one of those breaking balls that Beltran's been snapping off. Here with an 0-2 count. See if he's ready for it. Looks like that ball stayed up. I don't know if it was a breaking ball that didn't break or tried to throw a fastball by him up high. Looking for a breaking ball down and away here. Nope, hung it up. See him falling off towards first base there, Beltran, and kind of dropping his elbow and getting underneath the breaking ball instead of staying on top of it. There's a better one. Strike 3. Oh, you got a piece of it. Foul ball. Nope. Strike 3. He missed it. Catcher picked it up, tagged him, and he's out. Much better pitch there. We don't want to wait. Beltran's trying to keep Southeast in his game, get him another 3 outs at least.
The Paris Handy.
Handy, the batter now, the big first baseman. He's played good first base over there today. A couple balls hit to him. Those slow rollers and choppers at first that spin aren't as easy as they look.
Yeah, definitely. So when that baseball hits the ground, it'd be very hard to decipher where it will go.
Yeah, a lot of times you're getting balls hit over you off the end of the bat, and they have pull pew spin on them. And
a quick first 2 strikes here as Beltran is putting together a rally right now.
This inning, yeah, he's 2 batters in a row.
Putting together a string of great pitches.
Throwing strikes, and here comes a breaking ball here. There it is, away, fouled off. Good job fighting that off. That ball probably broke a good 8 inches off the plate, and he was able to reach out and get the bat on it and foul it off and stay alive. That's what you got to do. That's a good at-bat. Force him to make another good pitch. That one was down, breaking ball. Oh, it hit him. I guess it hit him. I thought it was just down in the dirt, but no, it got him.
Seemed like it hit his forearm or something when he dropped down. Now, obviously, the hitter was...
Coach Dixon didn't like that. I think they thought he leaned into it, so he's going to go out. The last time he went out and asked for help, he got the call. Well, he didn't get his answer this time.
That's what I was going to speak about. The hitter kind of dipped down.
Yeah, and it was close to being over the plate. I mean, the pitch was not that far inside, so that might have been what Coach Dixon was asking. Hey, was that a strike? I mean, if you lean out over the plate and get hit, it's a strike. And we saw that last week in the Manatee Braden River game.
Yep.
Where the umpire brought him back. So here's a thought that was a strike. Catcher thought it was a strike. There was a little hesitation before he threw it back.
Ski mask on the plate definitely gives you more power when you go to hit.
Especially on a chilly night like tonight. It's 81.
Very chilly in Florida, 81 degrees.
It's 81, 80. You got to bundle up. You never know.
You may not be able to see it, but we're actually both wearing chinchilla coats.
So we got a runner on first with one out here. 1-on-1 count. Fouled away.
Outside pitch fouled away. Great job. Again, forcing Beltran, who's been putting it together, throwing some great pitches, forcing him to throw another good one.
One questionable hit batter that, I mean, it hit him, but it wasn't very far off the plate if it was off the plate at all. It wasn't that bad of a pitch. That one was bad. Once again, see him falling way off to the side. That's a mechanical thing he can correct, or Coach Stevens can correct it. It'll take time because he gets just such a habit of doing that.
Yeah, having that balance while throwing.
He's flying open with his front side and leaving the ball up. That's served into center field. Might drop. It does. Base hit. Throw goes into second, and Bruins got a little rally going here. And we got a sub coming in here, number 10, I think.
Now batting, number 10, Jack Rector.
Rector's a sophomore.
Mr. Stars and Stripes himself, number 10,
He's got another
Rector.
red, white, and blue helmet. Either he's borrowing the other guys or he has two of them on that team, one or the other.
And they're bringing in a runner, number 24, Brian Ortiz.
And Rector's hitting 286. He's got only 7 at-bats, but he's 2 for 7 so far this year. And they're running for the catcher, courtesy runner. And there's a strike, first pitch to Rector.
And Rector's a big boy, very tall.
Yeah, sophomore, tall sophomore. Very slender right now. Get him in the weight room and he'll fill out by the time he's a senior. Oh, that was a good pitch, breaking ball, and that was a
chasing it down low.
Chase, yeah. The ball had a lot of snap to it, late break. A good pitch there. So he's got 2 strikes, 0-2 with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Beltran working from the stretch. Fastball.
And one thing I will say that Beltran's done good is trying to really make all the pitches look the same. You can't tell if he's going to be outside, if he's going to be fast and high, a breaking ball low. They all kind of come out the same.
Yeah, they refer to that as tunneling in baseball.
Tunneling.
As the ball comes out of his hand, the release point is at the same place, and for the first couple of feet, if you look online, Google that, you'll see some unbelievable tunneling shots of overlays of videos of major league pitchers where they'll throw a pitch where 6 feet out in front of them the balls are together, and as they continue one ends up outside and low, the other one's high and inside. And it shows you just how hard it is to hit at that level when it's 100 miles an hour and then you only have 20 feet to decide, 30 feet to decide whether you should swing or not. So 2-2 to Rector. Beltran.
Remember,
outside.
ladies and gentlemen, you hit 3 out of 10, you're a Hall of Famer.
That's right. It's a tough game. There's a throw back over the pitcher's head. I don't know if we have a statistical category for that, if Henry's keeping track. It's got to be close to the school record. Henry's been here since the school opened, so he should know.
Yeah, it's definitely has to be at least 15 by now.
Ball up. Ball 4, loads the bases. So the big man's going to come up with a chance to walk it off here.
My guy coming in, Mr. Williams.
Wardrobe malfunction and all, but now his shirt is repaired.
His shirt has been tucked in.
Number 7, Luis Williams.
And this is when he's most dangerous, when his shirt's all repaired.
Yes. But a base hit here could be a walk-off, 2-run score. We got one away, ball in the dirt. Looks like Beltran's relying a little too much on the breaking ball here. Throwing about 6 or 7 in a row, it seems like. He needs to go back and throw a fastball here and challenge him. If you're gonna end the game, do it on, make them earn it. Don't do it on walks. And he's having trouble finding the zone right now. It's 2-0 after walking the bases loaded. And you can tell by just the body language, the Southeast you mentioned earlier, and I can really see it on Beltran right now, the frustration. There's a ground ball to short. That could be a double play. That should be a double play to get out of the inning. And they drop the ball at second. So there's a one-hopper, and that's what I'm talking about, being hard to be a pitcher in that situation. You make the unbelievable pitch, and you can see it on him right now if you look at Beltran right now.
And the way he's standing.
I mean, he made the pitch he had to make. He got a one-hopper to the shortstop with a slow runner, automatic double play if you just, take your time and do it.
And that gets you out of the inning here, and that changes the game dynamic. Yeah. But now your bases loaded with one against the back with 1 out. So a pop fly can come in this game.
Number 1.
Yeah, that's what makes it so hard to pitch. And then again, the next throwback is high. He just had to jump, almost go off the mound.
And it's those little mistakes like that have really been able to catapult Bayshore in this game. Their hitting has been excellent, but those mistakes have compounded everything that's had to do with their run lead right now.
Strike on the outside corner. 0-2 with 1 away.
Beltran still keeping his head in the game. Still trying to
back. That's one of the nice stop by the catcher. That's a great effort to save a run there and keep the game going. Had to dive out into the batter's box and make that play. It's Jaden Judge on deck, who had the walk-off against Braden Christian. Ball up and away.
2-2 count.
2-2.
1 strikeout.
Bases loaded.
1 out.
1 out. Bayshore's 1 run away from winning this game. If they can score a run here, it's over. Oh. 2 away. Strike, swing and a miss, strike 3. We got 2 outs.
And we got the multi-sport phenom.
Number 3.
Jaden Judge will get a chance to get his 2nd walk-off of the year. With the bases loaded. Last time was a grand slam, too, so you never know. That's a pop-up to the first baseman that should end the inning. And it does. And really good job by Beltran. You can see he looks discouraged, but, it's so hard to get young kids to understand that, especially as pitchers, both my kids pitch, that after you make a good pitch, then if it's not hit to you, your job's over. There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
You can't control anything else that happens behind you.
Yeah.
And that's why you can't worry about results.
Yes, sir.
You can't look. You're gonna look at the stat line and think he gave up a lot of runs where he didn't really pitch that bad.
Yeah.
And same thing with Correa, or the earlier, the first pitcher. But when you have no defense behind you, not just errors, but plays that should have been made that don't count as errors, or extra outs that you could have gotten.
Yep.
So it's tough for pitchers when the defense is struggling behind you, but it's one of the greatest lessons you can learn in life, to be able to go out there and handle that failure around you. Even if it's not your fault, the failure is not your fault, because you're going to have situations in life where there's things you can't control and things go wrong, and you have to be able to deal with adversity. And that's one of the great lessons you learn in baseball.
Yep. And you're 100% correct. I love how you tied that into real life, like we spoke about. It's bigger than the game. It's bigger than the diamond. It's bigger than the kid hitting mound. These lessons will go way beyond this game here, and this will affect Beltran's life. And like you said, I love how he's, even though the game's been down, he's still been trying to stay resilient.
Yeah, he kept fighting. That was, that's all you want. Keep competing, keep fighting. The body language, you could tell he was disappointed, but that's, any teenager going through that is going to be disappointed. You know, you got to get to the point where you'll see there's only a handful of major leaguers that don't get disappointed when that happens.
Yeah, and one of the things is, too, people got to understand that playing this game, again, these kids, like we spoke about earlier.
Number 14, Jose Correa.
As we have number 14, Jose Correa, coming up. But as we spoke about earlier, these kids are waking up early. They have schoolwork. They're putting in extra time. They're putting in extra hits. Some of them have been playing this game for a long time. They're putting their sweat, blood, and tears into this. So you're going to be passionate just about anything around the game as that one flies over his head.
Yep, first pitch is high and inside. Southeast here batting in the top of the 6th, down by 9. They're going to try to score some runs, keep this game going. That pitch is up and away. Villegas throwing his arms up. That's not a good look. Umpires don't like that, and I guarantee you're not going to get the next close call when you do that.
Wow.
Ball 3.
Right now, Bayshore pitching has taken a decline as they have 3 straight balls in a row.
3-0. Cedric Stevens looks dumbfounded. He's holding his hands out like, you just swung. We're down by 9 on a 3-0 pitch. He looks like he was confused there. Coach Stevens can't believe he just swung on that pitch. Ball 4.
And the pitcher.
Unless you can hit a 9-run home run. Swinging at a 3-0 pitch, probably not a good idea, down by 9.
Now batting, number 22.
And the pitcher looking a little
Thorne.
rattled after that last call.
So I guess Josiah Williams never came. Oh, they just threw it away over at first base.
Wow, what's just happened?
You're up by 9. You don't want to be. You don't need to pick guys off. You know, you just get the next 3 batters out and move on. Josiah Williams never came back in the game after he hurt his ankle on that base hit.
Yeah.
Or in the second inning, I think it was.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay.
Coach Rupp is going out to talk to him now, and probably to tell him what I just said. He'll probably be a little more positive than I would be.
Yeah, definitely. I don't understand that play right there. It just seemed like the ball was just thrown at an awkward time when no one was ready either.
Yeah, and you should always be ready as the first baseman, but the first baseman might be thinking like me. We got a 9-run lead. Why are we? Let's just get a double play ball here, or get 3 batters out and move on. Don't need to be tricky.
Yeah, it just seemed like an awkward time to throw the ball. Especially right now when you're in such a game that can be ended by 1 run. Why make it harder on yourselves? Seems like the pitcher's like a little rattled. I don't know if it's some talk out there or something like that.
The ball.
Another great pitch coming
in.
in.
2-0.
And both teams seem to have an issue with the catchers coming in right now. Maybe it's like I don't know, it's the itis or something out there.
It's yeah, that was a pet peeve of mine when I was coaching too, and a lot of coaches are like that. When that ball's hit hard down the line, that's over the left fielder's head. That's extra bases off the fence. It's going to score a 1. It's going to be a double. And there's no quit left in Southeast. They're battling back. Beltran battled back and got out of that inning last inning. Now the offense comes up and starts clawing away, gets 1 run back.
It gives the team some life, and one thing that's important, and you can concur to this, is that most games are won on effort. More than anything, outbeats talent, outbeats your circumstances. Effort is what's going to keep you in the game.
New hitter coming in, a substitute coming in for Southeast here to hit.
And Bayshore still looking to keep runners on us as they look over the first baseman.
High fastball, fouled back by number 3, Antonio Payton. No. They have a different number. They changed their rosters without telling us again. Lorison.
Oh, and he's hit by that pitch.
Hit by a pitch.
And that's going to forward him to first base.
Lewison Desenor
Southeast with two
gets
runners
hit
out
by
there
a pitch
now.
and takes first. And they got 2 runners on. And they got a little rally going here with nobody out. And it looks like we got another sub coming in to hit.
And these are 6-game inning, 8-game?
7-inning game.
7 inning.
That is for Patterson.
I'm so used to the college level now. I forget.
Antonio Payton.
Antonio Payton is number 19. So might just have like a lottery where they throw the uniforms out and a different guy gets a different number every day, whatever one they get. They just stick with it. I don't know. Pull them out of a pile. All right, Villegas seems to be a little too concerned about base runners right now. You got to get, he's got an 8-run lead. Just get some batters out here. There's a strike. That's what you need to do. Work ahead in the count.
Yeah, you've definitely been keeping the runners honest to their destruction.
Coach Stevens is trying to get some subs in the game here and get some young guys at bats. And you try to back pick from the catcher, and he'll go to third. He'll be safe, and then he'll score when the ball gets away. It's good base running. He had a big secondary lead, and as soon as the catcher started to throw to second, he took off for third.
Yep.
And once again, don't understand why with an 8-run lead you're worried about trying to pick guys off. You just got to get batters out.
7-run lead now.
Now, it was 8 at the time.
It's, yeah, you know, the risk to reward ratio on that doesn't seem to make that much sense. I don't know if it's guys thinking they're seeing something. But
I think it's your instinct is to do that, but you have to be telling yourself game situational. You know, it's like a quarterback. You know, you're not always going to make that same throw depending on the game situation. You know, if you got a big lead, you're going to pull it down and just, you know, get the first down. But, you know, if it's a tie game, maybe you do try to stick it in there. You have to get that sense of that baseball IQ, and once again, it's baseball IQ that we talked about. But it's just like there wasn't guys backing up, 2 innings ago. You see now Tucker, the shortstop for Bayshore, running in and backing up the pitcher every time.
it's like the Seahawks back in the Super Bowl. You know, you're on the goal line. Why not run the ball? Why not make the easy play?
Well, that's a play call. That's a coach more than a player's thing. So there's a walk, ball 4, and you know you can tell that Villegas is, you know, visibly shaken by what's gone on this inning, even though he still has a 7-run lead.
Yep. And it seems like you never see those turn out good. You never see when guys are throwing a second turn out good. It always seems to be a trick play of some kind, or guys getting a big lead, or bringing in a run. We saw that last time at Manatee versus Braden River.
They tried to pick off a guy at first and threw it away and cost him a run, and the first baseman tried to throw to second and gave up another run. There was the tying in the winning runs, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here's a strike.
Rodriguez at the plate. And again, these catches making the pitcher hot, making him work a little bit more than usual tonight.
Little foul ball, can't be caught. Catcher hopped out, but that ball didn't get high enough for anybody to get under it. Got right in on the hands of the batter there. It's going to be 0-2 with nobody out. Villegas now working with a 7-run lead. Another pickoff attempt to second. Goes by into the outfield. Once again, do not understand that.
And the ref speaking with the pitcher.
I think he was talking to the Southeast dugout, maybe.
Okay.
They might have thought it was a balk. Pitch was not that bad. It was called a ball, but I think it was partially the way it was handled by the catcher. He kind of was crossed up on that. Didn't give the umpire a good look. Ball. Two and two. There's a good pitch. That's one away.
And only 1 out so far. Overall, a productive inning for the Seminoles.
Well, it's not productive till you score.
Now batting,
Well, they brought in 2.
Adrian
What?
Beltran.
They brought in
Yeah, but I mean, they got guys on base now. They need to drive them in.
that as well.
Make this a productive inning. In my opinion, 1 run is not. I guess it is productive in the sense that you scored, but
Better than what's been going on.
yeah, I don't think if they leave these 2 guys out there on base, they'll walk away thinking it was productive.
Oh, never.
First pitch was a strike to Beltran, now pitching for Southeast. Fouled away, 0-2.
It's just like if you could have made more money, you would take it. Don't leave anything on the table.
First and second, 1 out. Villegas delivers. Ball's up. Good take by Beltran. 1-2. I think he'll come back with a pitch down here. Left that one up by his eyes. Try to get him to chase. And the ball's outside.
And he looks like he knows he messed up as he touches his chest while he looks at the pitcher, at the catcher rather.
2-2. Ball 3.
And he's visibly frustrated. A full count. Right now, do you let him close out the game? What are you thinking as Bayshore?
Well, I don't know what their staff is like, who else they have. I know he said he had his 2 good arms to throw tonight, so I think he's counting him as one of his good arms, so I think he probably has a little more confidence in him. He's seen him do more than you and I have seen him do, so.
Definitely so.
He hasn't been hit hard. You know, he's gotten himself into some trouble. If he could just throw strikes, he should have no problem getting out of this. It's fouled back. Good at bat by Beltran. Went 0-2, and now he's battled back 3-2 and fouled a couple off.
And Beltran, definitely a good hitter.
Anytime you see five pitches or more, 6 or more for sure, is a quality at bat, regardless of the result. And that's a situation like we said about process results. If you go out there and you foul 10 pitches off and strike out, that's not necessarily a bad at bat. But that's a strikeout, but that was a quality at bat. You know, you got to get to the point where you produce as well. But as you're growing and you're looking at that, you didn't get overpowered. You went out there and competed.
Yep.
You know, for 7 pitches, he was up there.
Made the pitcher work. That's going to make him more tired in the long run.
Right. Drive his pitch count up.
And then you got more looks. You got more chances. Can't be mad at that.
This Aiden Tafflinger up now with 1 out. Or 2 outs. Struck out the last 2 batters, Villegas, after giving up a run and then allowing 2 runners at first and second. And there's a foul ball.
And especially with baseball, you know, concentration is so important. As one lapse in concentration, these long innings can sometimes, especially at the high school level, not have guys focused in, and that's when a mistake happens, and that's when bad things start happening for you and great things for the other team.
That's a strike there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, you'll see pitchers who work faster and throw strikes have better defense behind them usually. For that reason, defenders are more alert and are ready to play. They're on their toes. Whoa, good stop by the catcher there. That ball was up and away, almost went to the screen.
And these pitchers, in comparison to our last game that we did, aren't working nearly as fast.
There's a ball driven to left, deep. He keeps drifting back, falls down. It's over his head, off the fence. It's going to score 1. That runner on first, Coach Stevens is talking to him now. He should have been running on that and scored. I don't know why he was not running. Must have thought there was 1 out. He held up between first and second.
Yeah, definitely should have hit
all the time that ball was in the air, he should have been around and scored easily on that. But once again, that's another one of those baseball IQ things that you're going to deal with when you're building a program and you don't have guys coming through that are polished. And
2 out situation, you got to run.
Yeah, if you're running hard on that, you should score from first. There's a ground ball at the third. Short hop by the big man. Malik throws over, safe. He's off the base. Now he's going to try to score from third. Teflinger scores. They scored 2 on it. On the almost ground out. It was a nice play by Malik coming in and fielding the short hop. Throw was a little wide towards the right field side. The big first baseman, Handy, came off the bag according to the umpire, and the runner was safe, and both the runner on third and second scored.
And instead of having that quick memory, the first baseman was standing there looking around and got caught watching.
The play is not over.
The game is not over.
Yes.
Until it's in the pitcher's hands. And so right now, this game looks a lot different for the Seminoles. They're only down 4 with 2 outs. That pitch almost hits him. He was able to get him out of it. But again, coming into this where they were down almost 7, 8 runs, and now they're closing the game to 4. This game's become a lot more manageable, and there's a lot more fire coming out of this Seminole team. And one thing about sports is that we don't talk about is momentum. Momentum plays a big part in every game. And coming down the line like this, if the Seminoles have the momentum, they may be able to put something together and make a comeback. The biggest one we've seen so far this season.
We thought we saw a big one last week.
Yeah. Something about us, when we come to the game, it always comes to the wire for some reason.
It's going to be exciting, yeah. Oh, good pitch. This is Rodriguez hitting. Had the home run earlier.
A filthy pitch straight down the middle.
Strike 3.
The batter not too happy about that, but
ball's on the outside corner. Umpire said it hit the corner. Batter thought it was off the edge with 2 strikes there. You gotta foul that off and live to fight again.
Right now.
But now you got ourselves a game. It's 12-8.
Yeah, Bayshore having some mistakes there, especially on the back end with fielding, cost them, and now the game has been cut down to a 4-run deficit instead of being up 7 or 8. They're only up 4, and the Seminoles are coming in with fire in this inning as well. Giving the time for Beltran to rest.
We're going to have a new pitcher coming in for Southeast. Looks like Tafflinger, I think.
Yeah, it looks like Tafflinger's actually on the mound, yeah.
Can't see the number yet, but it looks like him out there.
Tell by the hair. Yep, we got Tafflinger out there, so they're actually not going to bring Beltran out. Tafflinger looking to close it out. And again, right now, the Seminole team could use this momentum to drive them forward and make an amazing comeback at the bottom of the 6th inning. And luckily, I think that they will, unless Bayshore does something spectacular here as they did earlier, they will be able to hit at the bottom of the 7th as well. Sorry, excuse me.
Top of the 7th.
The top of the 7th.
Yep, they can get 3 outs here, and if they can get them 1, 2, 3 here and go in down by 4 in the 7th, it'll be just like we had last week. 4-run deficit going into the 7th.
And they might be able to squeak by.
Both times the visiting team was able to, or the visiting team coming up in the 7th down by 4. That appears to be our script for this year. And there's a throw over the pitcher's head. Even in warm-ups, it happens.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to see that. You definitely don't want to see that, especially coming into such a tightly contested game. It's those small mistakes right there that's going to make or break the difference, as you see the pitcher having to hop again.
I think Coach Stevens is going to have to get in touch with a sports psychologist and maybe get a hold of Steve Shenbaum from Game On and come over and talk to him or something.
Yeah, he's going to have to definitely talk to someone.
My good friend Mike Gonzalez, a mental coach for the Pirates, would be a good choice.
Yeah, definitely. So bring someone in to coach this. Keep these kids in the game, keep them focused, not let their mistakes haunt them throughout the game. You got to have a short-term memory if you want to play any sport.
So Pope leads it off the top of the order. That looked like a breaking ball. I guess it was down. Didn't look too bad from behind here, but can't really see if it was up or down. Our vantage point is directly behind the umpire, but we're actually lower than the umpire, so it's kind of hard to see over him and the catcher. That ball was up in the eyes of the umpire, and there goes a throw over the pitcher's head. Wow.
This is definitely at least double digits in the 20s of balls we've seen go over the pitcher's head, and
it's painful. It's painful. I feel bad for the kid because you know he's not trying to do it, and you can tell by his reaction it's really getting to him. He's trying different things, standing up, taking his time, going fast, throwing from his knees, and he doesn't seem to be able to do it consistently anyway. There's a fly ball to center. Should be playable. Nope, over the center fielder's head. The ball carried really well. Pope's going for 3, and he's going to make it to third.
It could potentially, he
ball
slides.
gets away from the shortstop. Second baseman backs him up. So it's a leadoff triple for Pope.
And as you can see, Pope not worried about anything. He knows he has the edge. Takes the slide. Could have probably potentially had it in the Parker.
Number 13.
As that ball was
Diego.
bobbled by the second baseman.
Diego.
Great hit by Pope.
I don't know why Southeast is not playing the infield in here. If, down by 4, I think you don't want to give up another run, but it looks like they're content to just stay back and give up this run on a ground ball and get it out. Try to avoid a big inning. I think the normal, there it is, ground ball. Going to have to go to first. Gets the run in, that's an RBI. You come up there as a hitter and with nobody out and a runner on third, and you see the infield back like that, and you know all you got to do is, put a ball in play. You're going to get anywhere but the pitcher, you're going to get an RBI. That's a good feeling. Frees you up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely takes that worry and takes that worry off your swing, and also having no outs as well definitely doesn't put a lot of pressure on you.
And Lorenzo comes up with the bases empty. There's a strike. Good pitch from Tafflinger.
Bayshore is going to increase their lead by 5.
Yeah, they're up at least by 5. Up 5 now. There's a strike 2 on the outside corner. A fastball down and away. Good spot. Got him 0-2 now. Lorenzo's had a good game at the plate and on the mound. Oh, he swings the ball down that time. And he'll get tagged out. 2 outs.
And two relatively back-to-back outs there.
Yeah, Tafflinger's looked at the fly ball to center field. It was a triple. It was hit well, but coming off the bat, I thought the center fielder had a play on it. I was surprised. I don't know if it surprised him too. It carried a little farther than I thought.
Yeah, he definitely
I didn't see if he took a bad, a misstep or not, but yeah, I didn't think it was going to get over the outfielder's head when it came off the bat at the trajectory it was on.
Yeah, I think it definitely took him by surprise the way he was backpedaling at first, like he was in range, and then he looked like, oh, wow, it's a little bit further than I thought, and turned his hips.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to backpedal. You got to turn your hips right away. If you're not sure, turn your hips so you can go in or out. And there's a ground ball to short, and that's bobbled. So he's going to be safe at first. And we got another sprained ankle, look like going through the bag.
Yeah, a little limp to him.
He's going to stay in. It came across the bag a little awkward.
Possibly could have stubbed his toe or something.
Well, it's not an easy play. It was in the hole. It was being a long throw, but you got to give yourself a chance to field it cleanly. Southeast just has not been able to do that on a consistent basis tonight. And that's pretty much been the story of the game.
Especially around the infield. We got the batter here. Catcher taking off his leg piece.
It's catcher Velez coming up to hit. Number 6. With a runner on first and 2 outs. And Tafflinger misses up.
Ball thrown out and away. That one's hit.
Ground ball, foul ball. Just wide of the third baseline.
And those can be sometimes one of the hardest ones to decipher as a baseman. Because if it goes fair and you bobble it, it's going to be a big play. And if it goes out, then it goes out.
Ball down and in, 2-1. So with 2 away, it's 2-1. Tafflinger faces Velez. Handy, the runner on first with 2 outs. And the Bruins leading by 5. And they got him picked off at first. It's a good move.
Wow, I think that's our first picked off runner.
That's the first one of the year that we've had. And there's the triple led to the run by Tucker Pope. And Southeast gets the pick off. Taflinger over to first base to pick off Handy and get out of the inning without having to throw another pitch. I wonder if him, spraining his ankle when he went through the bag affected his ability to push off and get back. He's still limping.
Yeah, I see him limping right there. And that definitely could be the case. I definitely see that being why they were able to pick him off.
It was a good move by Taflinger, too, and a good time. And
definitely so. I mean, Taflinger having the eyes and the awareness to recognize that and be able to get out of this inning. And now here's the hard part, trying to climb back 5 runs.
Yep, now we get 5 runs here.
As they have Chris on his feet. He's excited.
The back is ready to give out, so I got to stand up and stretch out a little bit.
We're going to get him a substitute commentator.
I'm all right. Just got to stand. And there's the catcher comes in, and he throws it. The coach is warming the guy up, and he throws it over his head. So that might be there's something wrong with that plate out there.
It just might be a part of the culture.
Nobody, with both teams, nobody can throw a ball back to the pitcher tonight. I don't know what it is. It's the curse of Henry Kuhn, the statistician here at Bayshore. Football official Henry Kuhn rushed over here after umpiring a middle school flag football game in his referee's uniform, keeping stats, game changer, scoreboard. He does it all, Mr. Bayshore.
Manatee County is all about hard work. You get off from your baseball practice, you come to Bayshore. You get off from your coaching, you come to Bayshore.
It's the people that you run into in sports that love sports, they do it. I've been seeing Henry around games for 30 years or whatever. How long have you been here? 35 years. When I taught and coached here 03, 04, and 05.
Oh, wow.
He was around back then. Yeah, I coached football here with Raymond Woody, now the head coach at Bethune-Cookman. Former defensive coordinator at Florida Atlantic and USF, and linebacker coach at Oregon and FSU with Willie Taggart.
Florida Atlantic has had a lot of local guys, man. I think Willie Taggart was actually there 2 years ago, or last year rather, 2 years ago as a head coach.
Yeah, he was
My
there a couple
boy was.
It's one of his multiple jobs that he's still getting paid for, where he's not working.
Yeah,
he's still getting paid by FSU. I think he's done at FSU. Ground ball to short, first pitch, throws it away. So you got a runner on second. A runner on second to start the inning. There's a routine ground ball to shortstop. The shortstop kind of rushed it, threw it away. All the way over, almost went in the dugout. Hit the fence and stayed over by the fence. And the runner made it to second easily. So if you're trying to get a 5-run inning, that's a good way to start for you.
Definitely so.
But if you're trying to get out and win a game and you have a 5-run lead, that's not a good way to start. So
definitely not.
Pitch down. And Villegas, once again, not pleased with either the pitch or the call, not sure which, or the way it was handled by the catcher.
And the pitcher visibly frustrated, throwing his hands up.
Yeah, and
not
looking
liking what
over
the
his
umpire's
dugout.
calling.
That's not. It's once again, that's something you got to try to. You have to change the culture to change that. And there's, he called that one a strike, and that looked more outside than the one before. 2-1. I thought that was away, personally. Strike on the inside corner, 2-2. Shed Stevens calls time, wants to talk to the batter. Comes down the line.
Right now, the Seminoles have done a great job battling back. There's still more to be done, but they have a chance to get it done here, especially having no outs and a runner in scoring position on second base.
I think Coach Stevens could tell the batter was upset with the last 2 strike calls, and then he does have him choking up. Told him choke up, put the ball in play, protect the plate. And there's a foul ball. Hangs in there with 2 strikes. It's 2-2 again. Nobody out, runner on second. Huge lead at second, halfway down the line to third. So Vijayas steps off. Nobody's holding him on. I wouldn't hold him on with a 5-run lead either. If he wants to steal third, let him take it. Don't even look at him. Strike 3 on the outside corner.
Yeah, you're 100% there. You're 100% right there because
if you're going to take that big of a lead, I don't know why he's not taking third. If you're going to go that far, you might as well steal it.
Yeah.
But if I'm the pitcher, I'm the defense, I wouldn't care. I'd say take third. We got to get 2 outs before you get 5 runs. That's all that matters now.
And the most important part is you got to take home plate. That's
right.
where I'm pitching.
Yep, can't steal. You're not going to steal home on me. There's a ball driven to left center. Judge coming in, makes the catch, throws to second. Double play. That's the ball game. The runner had that big lead. He was way down off the base, and Judge came in sliding, made a nice catch in left center, popped right up and fired into second for a double play, and that's the ball game. So we finish it here at Bayshore High School. The Bayshore Bruins are victorious. They win 13-8. They improve their record
to 3-2.
To 3-2. A winning record for the Bruins right now. Like I said, they haven't had a winning record since 2012.
Yeah, and I think the notes to take away from this game was the Bayshore. They had that huge inning, that huge bottom of the fourth inning, I believe.
Yeah, if you take away that one inning, we get ourselves a tight ball game.
Yeah, totally different game, and not only was it great hitting, but it was compounded by the mistakes of the Seminoles, who overall played a decent game except for that inning.
Yep, Southeast will drop to 3-5. Bayshore goes to 3-2. And we thank you all for joining us tonight here at Bayshore. I'm Chris Comboy for
Frederick Stewart, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you joining us for that.
All of our guests, our help from Henry Kuhn, our statistician, our guest Barry Batson from State College of Florida that joined us. The crew here, Carl in the truck, and the students, I believe it was Emma, Dan Russo, all the guys that helped out here today with the game, and our thanks to Bayshore High School's athletic staff and Chris Brady, Coach Rupp, Southeast, Coach Stevens, for being so welcoming. We appreciate it all. We thank you. We'll see you next time on a Game of the Week.
That is right. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen.